stage chaos, knockout drama, stoppage time heartbreak, the DraftKings Sports app is now live in California. So whether you're catching the early kickoff before work or the late match at the bar, you're in on every single minute, every match, every moment, all in one app. Right here in California, the world's biggest stage is in the palm of your hand. New DraftKings customers sign up with code LA710, spend $5 to get $200 in total rewards. That's code LA710 in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click to claim, issued in non-withdrawable prediction dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends June 28th. Terms, dkng.co/predictions promo.
One of LA's best kept secrets in the heart of Los Angeles, East Central Hotel offers effortless accommodations and unparalleled accessibility. The East Central Hotel is for everyone looking for entertainment with their trendy spacious rooms, a renovated gym, and a patio lounge for breakfast, dinner, and drinks. Stop by their incredible Nixo Lounge before your next event at LA Live. Book your stay at eastcentralhotel.com or call 213-748-1291 today at Entertainment's official address.
Yo, I'm your old basketball. Haven't seen you out on the courts in a while. Why not pass me over to Goodwill? Donating me helps Goodwill's mission to provide career training and support services right here in the community. And that's a slam dunk. Donate today. Hey, I got next.
To find your nearest Goodwill locations and to learn more about our mission, please visit goodwill.org. Goodwill, where your things start new lives.
DeMarco and Travis, talking the latest sports and setting the latest viral trends.
My kids inform me that it's not just 6'7" now, it's 4'1".
We're just putting any numbers together.
So
and
they just do a thing. I think it's probably, we should do our own just at 7'10".
7-1.
Wait, what was your number?
That's 75.
Okay,
We're
7'5".
7'5".
Afternoons with DeMarco and Travis, weekdays at 3 on 710 ESPN, the ESPN LA app, and streaming live on YouTube.
This Father's Day, do more with Dad and spend less with low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. Get him fired up with a new grill and accessories, like the Next Grill 5-burner for just $299, so you can spend more time together while he becomes the grill master he was always meant to be. Or build memories with savings on top brand power tools so you can tackle projects side by side. Gift more and do more together this Father's Day with help from the Home Depot. Exclusions apply. See HomeDepot.com/price match for details.
Skechers elite athlete OG Anunoby has been making history on the basketball court.
Anunoby tips it in. Unbelievable. What a shot.
He's been balling out in Skechers high-performance basketball sneakers, and the world has noticed. But how does OG train off the court to keep in peak physical condition? Hands-free Skechers Slip-ins Aeroburst. They help prepare OG for the physical demands of playing at a championship level. Get your pair of Aeroburst for only $165 at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever high-performance running shoes are sold.
Hey, this is Rich Eisen. The Hall of Famers Mason and Ireland have a new show to lead into theirs. The Rich Eisen Show comes to ESPN LA. My show from 9 a.m. to noon, followed by Mason and Ireland, the perfect 1-2 punch for your workday.
With what's that score right now? By the way, is this 2-0?
Still no 1-0 Argentina. Still, Messi scored after missing a PK earlier. Yep. 5 minutes of regular time left, plus some extra time. For Austria.
I do got a question too. I'll ask you in a second. While the world is watching the stars at the FIFA World Cup this summer, Hyundai has its eyes on the next generation of talent, the future stars who are.
All right, hey, welcome, people. It's Before the Growl. I'm John. That's Andy. That's Emily Hebel.
Yes.
Brian Cohen making his way into the studio. Mason's out this week. Emily leaves tomorrow. Yes. I leave Wednesday. It's that time of year.
Yeah.
Andy, you're going to get a lot of innings this week,
I was
my
gonna say,
friend.
everyone's
leaving but me.
Well, it's the World Cup. It's your favorite time.
Yeah, Brian's holding down the fort, but then you're going on a late honeymoon when?
End of this month.
Okay, good.
Oh, no, honeymoon in August.
Okay.
I'm doing the wedding. I'm ordaining a wedding the end of this month,
Now,
July 1st.
Okay, so who's getting married?
One of my best friends from college.
So in order to do that, is all you needed to do go on the internet and fill something out?
To my knowledge, yes.
Well, but you don't need to have an ordained person, right? you can, like, anyone can marry
Well,
you.
I mean, I think it's in this particular case, it's not so much ordained as certified.
Yes.
Right, yes,
So that
yes,
when you sign the marriage license, it actually counts.
Right. It becomes
Right,
a
right.
legal wedding.
Okay.
Right.
And then Emily is leaving. You're flying tomorrow, right?
I am.
Okay, and this is the second big wedding you've had in 3 weeks.
Yes.
You had your sister got married, first Hebel sister to get married.
Yes.
And now this is your best friend from college?
Yeah, best friend from college, roommate for a couple years in college.
And you're the maid of honor.
I am the maid of honor.
Are you nervous, excited, both? Are you ready?
I think I'm more excited for this one. I loved Maggie's wedding, but it was more just like Maggie's wedding is like a lot of
Maggie's
family.
your sister, right?
Yeah, my sister. Sorry.
Okay.
A lot of family, and so it comes with being around your family. That is always complicated, but this is just going to be. I'm seeing some friends from college I haven't seen since we graduated from college, but I'm so close. Like we text,
Which was what,
stuff.
7, 8 years ago for
8
you?
years ago.
Yeah.
So it's like really fun as a reunion, not only for Chandler but also for our friend group and stuff. So I have a lot of fun treats for her, so it'll be great. So I'm more excited because I love her so much and I haven't seen her in a while, so I'm excited for this.
Good. Yeah, I heard some of your ideas. I think some of your ideas are great. What a killer weekend. Between the World Cup and everything that's going on with the NBA, all these rumors. This show's going to be really fun today.
I watched Widow's Bay for the 4th time.
Did you really? All right.
I have watched the entire
So,
series.
Em, I've got the
4
first 4 episodes downloaded onto the iPad for
Okay.
my 11-hour flight on Wednesday.
Okay.
So I'll give you a review. I'll text you a review when I get over there.
Would this be either your best day or your worst day? So yesterday, my friend Olivia came over because she doesn't have Apple TV. So I was like, just come over to my house. I will watch the entire series again with you. So we sat on my couch for 5 hours straight.
And
finished
you've
the
seen
entire
it all
season.
before, but you're like, it's your
I
West
love it.
Wing, right?
Yeah, I love it. And so I watched it with my friend Sarah, who visited, my sister Claire, and then now Olivia. So I'm an expert on Widow's Bay.
You're like a Widow's Bay gateway drug.
I am.
Yeah.
No, I've been saying I haven't been evangelizing for Widow's Bay. I've been
You're a
going
pusher.
around. I'm
Now,
going
Andy, have you
knocking
seen
on
it?
doors.
Not only have I not seen it, I'm not 100% sure I know what it is.
All right, Brian, have you seen it?
I've seen the first 6. I got a couple more to go, but I'm about halfway
thumbs
through.
up or thumbs down so far?
Thumbs up. I
You
give it
like
thumbs
it?
up. Yeah.
And it's your favorite show right
Oh,
now.
yeah, of course. Yeah.
All right. So Andy knows Andy and I both love music. We're super eclectic. Like if you looked at our music libraries, you'd see stuff from the 60s and you'd see stuff from last year. You know, and I make no apologies for. I got a bunch of Glee in my music library. Yeah, I mean, but I've got everything from like early Beatles, Rolling Stones to like stuff like that to to Kanye and Dua Lipa and so Andy knows I love the album Tapestry by Carole King.
Oh, yeah.
So last week Tapestry came out and Andy just sent me a text saying 55 years ago today with an exclamation point, and I said I knew we were working together today. I go, okay, let's do an exercise. I go, come up with your 5 best albums, your favorites, your 5 favorites, and we're all going to reveal them today. All 4 of us have done it, and all 3 of you individually told me at times how hard this was.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
Like when John said, like, let's do this, I immediately responded, like, I'm down. And I would say within 10 minutes of this exercise, I was like, I really wish I'd said, no, John, this is too hard.
It is cutting your babies, like cutting your darlings. This is very difficult.
So Andy knows my list because I already sent it to him.
I've seen it.
I think, you guys have all seen mine. So I think, Andy, without saying what it is, I think you and I will have one in common. Am I right? Okay, you don't want to tell me. We're going to do it.
I think there's for sure one, but I would be shocked if it wasn't.
I will tell you what I think it is.
Purple Rain?
Yeah. I think that's going to be on my list and Andy's list. I don't think I'm going to have any.
Maybe.
Well, maybe with you because
Maybe
you're an
one.
old soul.
Yeah.
0 with you is my prediction. Do you
Hey.
think
You
and
might be surprised.
Do you think you and I will have one in common?
Let me think. I know there's probably one artist that we'll have in common.
Okay.
I'd say.
I'm trying-
So that might be.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to actually do mine and not what I think everybody wants me to do
Right.
as well. So it's like, do I want to be performative or do I want to do actually what I like? And I'm also
this
trying
is
to
the way.
do, like,
This is the way I approached it. If I was stuck, if I was Tom Hanks in Castaway,
Desert Island,
Right.
yeah.
stuck in a desert island, and I could only listen to 5 albums,
I did a lot.
I picked those 5.
I did a lot. And also, too, you have to make a distinction between what you think are like the top 5 objectively best albums ever created versus my personal top 5.
Would you go back to often?
Right. And which could be graded by whatever criteria I want.
Because, like, that's what I feel like with movies and stuff. There are some movies that I think are objectively great that I watch it amazing, but I will never watch again because it's just too much to take. There are some albums that I'm like, wow, this is amazing, but listening to this again is too heartbreaking or too intense to listen to again.
So, Andy, did you by chance hear Game of Games on Friday when Bergman did it?
No.
All right, so he had a question on there. It came down to the tiebreaker, and I know this is the last thing we can get in, but it came down to the tiebreaker, and it was, how much on average does the average person spend on their dad for Father's Day? What would you guess? I was so off on this.
We were all so off.
I'm going to say $100.
I said 47. I think you said 52.
Yeah.
I said 75, and I won.
And he won. And the actual answer was like, what, 140?
No, I think it was like 220.
Yeah.
Can you, what? My family hasn't spent that much money on me all year.
Here's the thing, though. The average includes the 1%.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. Right?
It starts becoming a contest.
Here's a new car.
Right.
You have to outdo the last person. Like,
you know what I got? I asked for it. I'm super excited about it. And you guys are going to go, you're such a nerd, Ireland. I don't care. I got a brand new state-of-the-art Sonic Care toothbrush.
Yeah, nice. I have one of those too.
Yeah.
It's
this is the one that's like,
by the way,
it normally costs $200. It was on sale for $75 on Amazon. Boom. There it is.
I just looked up Widow's Bay. I'm a little bit intrigued because it has a couple actors that I like, and one of the creators, Hiro Murai, is terrific.
Andy.
He's really good.
And Stephen Root, sleepy great actors.
We'll talk at the break.
All right, here we go. PC, you got to go push buttons. We'll talk to you guys in a minute. See ya. Hey, as a general rule, if either Mason and I are here, we want you in here, and it's up to you when we're not here if you want to come in or not. Okay?
Returns June 27th and 28th to the Warner Center Marriott in Woodland Hills. Sports cars, Pokemon, TCG, autograph memorabilia, rare finds, and more, all under one roof. With over 150 vendor tables, there's something for serious collectors, casual fans, and the whole family. Show hours are Saturday, June 27th, 9:30 to 5, and Sunday, June 28th, 10 to 4. For tickets and info, visit lacardexpo.com. That's lacardexpo.com. Don't miss the LA Card Expo, June 27th and 28th.
Rich Eisen here with some advice. If high-interest credit card debt is grinding you down, it might be time to call an audible with a SoFi personal loan. It consolidates your debt into one low monthly payment with no fees required. And with as soon as the same-day funding, you can make the right play fast. Call an audible on your debt today at SoFi.com/debtplay. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891. Fast funds terms apply at SoFi.com/debtplay.
When we started Oakland Roots Sports Club, we needed a strong foundation. Gusto has had our back since day one, making sure every hire, every paycheck, and every player is taken care of. They're the team behind our team. With Gusto, we stay rooted and give Oakland the love it deserves. I'm Idris Argandawal, co-founder of Oakland Roots and Gusto customer since 2018.
See why 500,000 businesses trust Gusto for payroll, HR, and more. Get started for free at gusto.com/roots.
The home of Rams football, and now the home of The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 9 a.m. to noon, KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
ESPN 710, Los Angeles Sports.
And it is the biggest show on the radio. Mason and Ireland is on for your Monday afternoon.
Ireland, best show on the radio.
Here we go, Monday, the 22nd of June, 2026. The Hall of Famers, well, just one today. Johnny I is here as Steve Mason begins the first of a lot of vacation this summer. Andy Kamenetsky. Yes, AK is here.
May I see it? Really? Please.
You know, we like to get down when Andy's here. We will talk Lakers offseason, the biggest offseason in Lakers history is here. Momo saying a lot of stuff. Wendy saying a lot of stuff. What does it all mean for LeBron? And where is he going next, if anywhere?
Oh.
Dipsy-doo between the legs. I get out of the shower, I do a happy dance, and then I suck on the tap. Plus, the Dodgers, a brutal weekend against the Orioles. They're on the road in Minnesota. We got the World Cup, and we got so much more. Let's do it, man.
Yeah.
Monday's here, Jack. Producer Emily's here. Producer Brian Cohen. The social team in the back, and you.
Beef stew's coming back soon, I think.
Yeah, what they call me is a cornhole savant.
The biggest show on the radio.
So with that said, let's get this show on the
Gypsy Jew between his legs. Mason and Ireland, your Monday afternoon right now.
Good afternoon.
Hey, it's Mason in Ireland. I'm John Ireland. Andy Kamenetsky, as Chris mentioned, is here. Brian's here. Emily's here. It is the last day of the week for Emily, who her best friend's getting married in Jackson Hole, Wyoming on Saturday. You're flying tomorrow, right, Em?
Yep, flying out tomorrow.
And BC's finally going to take a honeymoon. First of all, you're going to play Minister at the end of the month,
That's
right?
right. Before the honeymoon.
Yeah, and then he's taking a delayed honeymoon. Andy, how was Father's Day?
It was good. I had a really nice day. It was relaxing.
Did your family spend $220 on you?
They
Mine
did not. They did not, nor would I want them to. I make it very clear I don't want you doing things like that. But it was a good day. We walked to a farmer's market near us, picked up a few cool items. Then we went home. We wanted to watch a movie, or I wanted to watch a movie with everyone. My daughter had wanted to see What's Eating Gilbert Grape for a while. So
really?
Yeah. And it's
eclectic. How old's your daughter?
She's 15, but she's
Good
been
for
raised
her.
by me.
Yeah.
So that explains a lot.
So she has.
You know, it was the first time I had seen it in probably 20, maybe more years. It holds up really, really well. She was blown away by DiCaprio's performance. Then my wife picked up some ceviche from Northgate for me for dinner. It was a good day.
All right, so loaded show today, and I'm really glad Andy's here because there's a ton of rumors about the Lakers, a ton of them, and also reputable sources reporting, including Shams, Windhorst, saying that Giannis will be traded in the next 24 hours. I think it may be closer to 30 hours because I always believe, Andy, that deadline stem action.
Yep.
Like everybody's expecting stuff to happen today, and it could, I guess. But normally what happens is right before the draft or even during the draft, you'll see this stuff happen because everybody holds out till the last second.
Well, in the case, too, of Milwaukee, with a draft that everybody universally considers this good, and the draft picks that they lost to get Damian Lillard and other moves that they've made, they have to get some type of draft capital. If they're going to be moving Giannis and entering what would be a rebuild, this access to this draft is critical.
Right, and it's a loaded draft, and there's like Miami, for example, as the number 13 pick.
Mm-hmm.
You would assume if he goes to Miami, that's the number 13 pick. Boston's pick is later, but Jaylen Brown could be in that deal. So a lot of moving parts. We'll get to all of it. The Dodgers, if not for a terrible throw by Baltimore on Friday night, would have got swept by the Orioles.
Yep.
But still, Andy, they got the best record in baseball, still have the biggest lead in any division. I'm not panicking. I know a lot of you are. We'll get into the Dodgers a little bit. World Cup, Argentina has won. It just ended 2-0 over Austria. Guess who had both goals? Lionel Messi, and now, Em, you were saying he's the all-time leading scorer individually in the World Cup, right?
And in all of its history, he tied it with his first goal in the game, and he surpassed it with his second goal.
And you texted me this when I was driving. He actually missed a penalty kick.
Yeah, so earlier
so
in the
he could
game,
have had another hat trick.
Right. I was glad, though, that he didn't tie the record with a PK, because it's like tying the scoring record with a free throw. It's like, I get it. It's fun. It's actually, the goal will count, but I'm glad he got it in the flow of play.
But one of the main reasons I'm glad Andy is here is Andy and I have known each other for the better part of 20 years. We're friends. We talk. Matter of fact, one of the things that Andy sent me a text earlier in the week, and one of the things we both love is music. And what we do have in common about that is you and I are both super eclectic musically.
Yeah.
Like if you looked at our music library, you would think that we were schizophrenic. We've got stuff going back to Frank Sinatra in the 40s and stuff going to Dua Lipa.
I prefer to think of us as enlightened, John.
Right.
Sophisticated.
So we were kicking around last week, like, what are the best 5 albums of all time? We got into a big debate about it. We're going to do it in the 2 o'clock hour. So if you're a music fan, you can stay tuned for that. But the main reason I'm glad you're here today is that the Lakers have some decisions to make. And the biggest disagreement you and I have had as friends over the years is how the Lakers should team build. I am all for, I'm Les Snead. F them picks, trade for proven, give up unproven. You are more measured. You have always been, don't skip steps, draft and develop. If I ever say anything, by
Or
the way, while
develop
I'm
a team.
explaining this that isn't right, just interrupt me.
Yeah, develop a team, period. Have a long view. Everything doesn't have to be about what is right in front of you. There can be urgency, but you can have a longer view of how you do things.
See, I would argue that while you have LeBron and Luka, by the way, do you think LeBron re-signs with the Lakers?
If I had to bet on it, I would bet yes, because I think it's probably at the end of the day his best option.
But if it were up to you, if you were the Lakers, you would let him go, right?
I need to know what my options are. I don't want re-signing LeBron to get in the way of an opportunity to build future forward and to build something more sustainable.
Do you have a number that is too much for you? Or if it's 1 year, does it really
I think
not matter to you?
It matters because it'll depend a lot on who else is on your roster when LeBron leaves and how much potential cap space or maneuverability you have. Once you start getting past 20, I start having concerns. I would love it if he came up with a number that allowed himself to be put in an exception. Like I would start leading the give LeBron a statue movement.
Right. Well, you're saying for like 15, 16, 17. That's not happening. Bobby Marks thinks the number is 30. I think you can talk him into 25. But I don't know. Maybe he is being sincere, and Rich Paul is being sincere when he says he's not taking less than the max, and if you give him less than the max, he'll go play for Golden State for $15 million.
I mean,
That's a lot of spite, though.
Here's the thing. I was going to say, if he's only willing to play for the max from the Lakers, and if it's not the max from the Lakers, he's willing to shave $30 million or so off this, then what that really means is he's looking for reasons to leave.
Right. I think 25 is a $10 million raise from what anyone else can give him. You make the promise, continue to develop Bronny, who they like anyway. Sure. And then you get into, like, you could bring in Kevin Love on a vet minimum if that's something LeBron wanted to do. I don't think he's going to play very much.
That's got to be towards the end. I mean, here's the thing, though. It matters. I mean, Rob and JJ both talked about at their exit interview needing more depth in spots like 9 through 15.
Right.
So the idea of bringing in someone like Kevin Love, just maybe not entirely, but 50-50 to make LeBron happy, it's not frivolous.
Okay. I've probably met him, but I don't know him well. Do you trust Anthony Irwin?
As a reporter, I know he does the legwork. Yeah.
Okay. So he says the Lakers have been in contact with the Bucks and Pistons as part of a potential multi-team deal that could send Giannis to Miami and could send Isaiah Stewart here. I'm not sure he fits. What do you think?
I think the idea with Isaiah Stewart, first of all, like you said, it's part of facilitating a deal as opposed to like specifically targeting Isaiah Stewart, but it could be a way of building out, I'm guessing, depth without having to give up much in the process. He could be a solid backup for the Lakers. He is not a Luka level center. Like, I'll put it this way. There have been multiple reports that Luka wants an A-list center. Isaiah Stewart ain't it.
Right. I agree with you. Okay. The other rumor that's out there, and this isn't specifically tied to the Lakers, although people will connect these dots, and Mason and I have been trying to connect them for a long time.
Haven't we all been?
That Oklahoma City is shopping Lou Dort and his $17 million expiring contract. Lou Dort is exactly, in my opinion, what the Lakers need. Young, point-of-attack defender, can make threes. If you can get him and suck him into your cap space and not give up a lot, which I don't think Oklahoma City's looking for a lot, maybe just a pick, would you give up 25 for Lou Dort? I would.
I'd consider it.
You may not have to, by the way.
You may not have to. I mean, the Thunder have 2 picks, I think, right now for this.
Yeah.
For this
they can't
year
pay
anyway.
them all anyway.
Well, and not only can they not pay them all, they may not have the roster spots for all of them. It wouldn't shock me if you're giving up something for Lou Dort to the Thunder specifically. It wouldn't surprise me if they want it more down the road as opposed to immediate, because I'm pretty sure they have 2 picks in this year's draft as it is. And they just traded Aaron Wiggins, and that was purely to...
And he's good.
He's good. They traded him to the Hawks for a couple of future seconds. A, that creates a roster spot that they could use. B, it also saved them something like $100 million in luxury tax. Guys like Lou Dort, Isaiah Hartenstein, even Isaiah Joe, Kenrich Williams, these guys could all be fluid in terms of the Thunder's both roster and luxury tax situations moving forward.
The other thing that, and this I think would be a dream for the Lakers, if Giannis ends up, and by the way, do you buy that Giannis is going somewhere in the next 24 to 30 hours?
If Milwaukee has its head on straight, yes.
Yeah, I do too.
Like at some point, man, you got to do this. You're Milwaukee. If you trade Giannis, by definition, you're rebuilding. This is a great draft class by all accounts. You want as much access as possible. You don't have any draft picks because of everything you've given up. Like at some point, man, you just have to do this. I don't see why they'd wait any longer.
One of the other rumors, and again, this is going to be a day or two filled with rumors because the draft is tomorrow night at 5 o'clock, a draft that will be carried live here on ESPN LA.
I will be doing that show, actually.
Oh, good.
By the way, with DeMarco.
Oh, good. You're perfect for it. This would be a dream if the Lakers could swing it, but it seems to me like too good to be true. That Giannis goes to Miami, Lakers enter as the third team, and Kel'el Ware ends up as the center for the Lakers. Again, exactly what they're looking for. Guy in his 20s, great lob threat, good defender. You buying that at all?
I am buying it as a possibility. I'm not buying him as ironclad ready for what they want. Like, he'd been in and out of Eric Spoelstra's rotation. There's been some questions about his motor, similar to the questions about DeAndre Ayton. He definitely has talent. And do I find him a very interesting young talent? Hell yeah. But do I think he automatically fills the box that the Lakers are looking for, that Luke is looking for? No.
All right. Somebody that does is Daniel Gafford. There have been multiple reports today. Daniel Gafford, who is one of the centers in Dallas. They have Derek Lively. They have Dwight Powell. They have Daniel Gafford. So they can trade one of those guys if they want to. In case you missed it, you've been driving around today. The Mavericks hired Dusty May, the Michigan head coach, who just won the national championship, to be Cooper Flagg's head coach in Dallas. So they're going young, Andy. They've got Masai Ujiri, who's only been there for about a month. Now they got Dusty May, one of the youngest coaches in the NBA. I think that makes Klay Thompson available if you want a shooter. I think that makes Daniel Gafford available if you want to go get a center.
Yep.
May even make Kyrie available, although I don't think he's a fit for the Lakers.
No, Kyrie would.
But you see what I'm
sense.
saying about the Mavs? I think the Mavs are going to reboot. You agree?
I think I would imagine they're going to reboot. You know who I wish it made available, but it won't? Max Christie.
Yeah, it'd be great.
But it's not.
Yeah, they'll keep him. He's what you rebuild around.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got all these rumors going on, and we wouldn't be surprised if something breaks today. Nope. But my gut's telling me it's probably tomorrow because NBA, just like every other league, deadline spur action. Mm-hmm. And if there's not a deadline, everybody doesn't want to get fired, so they don't want to go early or they don't want to go late. And when Luka got traded without taking him to market, now everybody's like super cautious about making sure they turn over every rock if they're going to trade a superstar.
That trade was just insane anyway, the way Nico went about doing that.
Right. All right. Speaking of Luka, Dan Wojcicki has proposed that if the Lakers don't do something big over the next 2-3 weeks, could they lose Luka? That and the latest on the World Cup. Andy Kamenetsky sitting in for Mace. I'm John Ireland. Mason and Ireland, ESPN LA.
And it is the 15-minute mark right here on 710 ESPN. On the all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
The 15-minute mark on 710. Fueled by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
You know, in that time it took to hear your favorite takes and all that fun and frivolity, you could be pulling out with a fresh oil change. No waiting, no appointment, just in and out in about 15 minutes. Bam! So you've got more time for what matters. Visit SoCalOilChange.com.
In just 15 minutes, you can boost your vehicle's performance and save money while doing it. Visit SoCalOilChange.com now for value pack coupons and keep your car and your wallet running strong.
The 15-minute mark on 710, made possible by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Call Jacob. Hey, it's Mace.
And I'm Ireland.
You already know how to count. You already know who to call. Simple counting pattern that lands on Jacob every time. 800-345-6789.
So basically, if you can count to 9, you can count on Jacob. 800-345-6789.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob 1-800-345-6789. Call Jacob.
The next great story in Los Angeles is happening in Glendale. Hyundai of Glendale is now open. Lease a new 2026 Hyundai Palisade SC for just $299 a month. Plus, enjoy owner's assurance and America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Call 818-222-8000 or visit HyundaiofGlendale.net. $299 per month plus tax. Closed-in lease for 24 months. $39.99 total due at signing plus government fees and taxes. On approved above-average credit through HMF. Zero security deposit. 75 miles per year. 20 cents per excess miles. Expires 6/30/26.
Hey LA and OC, if you love great food and smart prices, you need to know about Wild Fork Foods. Hosting, grilling, you just want a great dinner? Start at Wild Fork Foods. Find your local SoCal store at wildforkfoods.com. Wild Fork, quality meat and seafood, low prices, largest variety in one store.
Looking for a vodka with standards? Blue Ice delivers. American-made from Idaho potatoes, gluten-free, non-GMO, and only 64 calories an ounce. Enjoy the classic Huckleberry with lemonade or award-winning double espresso. Blue Ice vodka, premium taste, nothing extra.
In a contracting business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. ServiceTitan is the only integrated intelligence that seamlessly automates your entire workflow, from first call to final invoice. Born in the trades, built for visionaries ready to stop operating and start automating. ServiceTitan, AI for the trades.
Harry Douglas here to tell you about Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. It's a fruity candy flavor explosion, and I mean explosion. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots, a zero-sugar treat that's sweet tooth approved. These can take care of my candy cravings and provides a tasty caffeine kick without all the sugar. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. Get candy-flavored chaos with Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. Available online at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon.
The OGs of LA Sports Radio.
I'm a babyface and John's a heel.
John's not a heel.
Exactly. John's the heel.
Mr. 1%'s a heel.
He's a heel.
Well, I'm Mr. 1% and I own it.
Back to Steve Mason and John I.
Slip this in here too. Dan Wakey, who we like a lot, who is at The Athletic.
Yep.
Did a mailbag about the Lakers. And the last question somebody asked him, he suggested if they don't do something big to improve the roster, they could lose Luka in the next 1 to 2 years. Do you buy that?
Yes. I mean,
I think they're kind of working in tandem with Luka. I would really be surprised by that. But maybe I see the world through purple and gold colored glasses, Andy. You can be more objective than me. I just don't see a scenario where Luka leaves.
I mean,
they've given him the keys to the car.
What if he decides he wants to drive a different car?
You think he would?
I mean, people change cars all the time. What if you decide that this car doesn't go as fast?
I'm one of those guys that hangs onto his car until it dies on the road.
So am
dead.
I, actually, for
My
that
last one
matter.
had 212,000 miles on it. But
I'm the exact same way. But, what if he decides he doesn't like the way this car handles, the way the car drives? He feels like the car, the check engine light pops on more often than to his liking. I mean, what he may feel, I want to make it clear. I don't think that this offseason, Luka's future hinges directly on it. But if this offseason begins a series of events where it feels like the Lakers are promising Luka things and not delivering, Luka's going to start looking at the remaining prime of his career and say, can I do better?
Would you re-sign Austin at all costs? Or was there a number that you would let him walk?
I'll put it this way. The 5-year, $241 million, that is technically his max. I think I would let Austin walk.
I think what you do, and this is just me, You offer him 4 years, $179, which is as much as any other team can offer him. You want to symbolically give him, $180. I guess you can't.
Well, it's the $1 million equivalent of the Mason in Ireland. Mace gets his name in front.
Right.
You get the extra $1.
I know Austin wants to stay here, and they want to keep him here. I think you make him that offer, pay him as much as any other team can offer, and you lock him up. What do you think?
If you can get him for $4 and $179, I'm not going to lie. I have some concerns.
It's a little more than I wanted to pay, but I think he's the type of guy that will continue to work. And if that's his market value, for example, Walker Kessler. Walker Kessler is not a $35 million a year player, but he might get it just because of what the market dictates.
Look, I think Walker Kessler is still kind of unproven in terms of games that matter. He's never been to the playoffs. But if you look at other top centers around the league, I think he's comparable, if nothing else, to Jared Allen. Jared Allen makes around $30 million a year AAV. Walker Kessler also, too, this starts becoming...
Andy, not only has Walker Kessler never been an all-star, he's never been a starter.
Right. Well, he's never been to the... Well, no, he's been a starter.
Well, until he got hurt, maybe.
Right.
But that was, 5 games?
There's been some weirdness between him and Will Hardy, specifically. I think Walker Kessler, though, has been a starter.
Yeah. The weird thing is, if you're a starter on the worst team in the NBA, are you a starter?
You are technically a starter. You get He started in 2025 every game that he played.
Okay.
And last year he started every game until he got hurt.
Which was how many? How many games did he play last year?
5. But
okay.
It's also, though, you got to remember it's Utah. So you never know how much of that is legit injury versus, hey, we need you to sit, and the weirdness that goes on with tanking.
Right.
But he has never been in the playoffs at all. So that's an unknown that you're not going to know until you get it. But he's probably a $30-ish million center in today's league that seems to be going back more to centers.
Yeah, I think centers have become what everybody wants.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't I'm not sure you can get around it. I think you're going to have to pay for a competent center.
When you were talking before about Austin, I'm not going to lie. I have been I think Austin is, just to put it out there, I think he's a really good player, full stop. He's a very good player. I have concerns about a build around him and Luka, particularly at a number that begins with 4 annually.
Fair.
Because I think their similarities work well together, but they have basically the same weaknesses. They're very much kind of the same player. They're very similar players. And I think, generally speaking, when you look to build championship teams, you should try to have your first and second best players complement each other in ways that offset weaknesses. And that isn't the case with Luka and Austin at all.
All right, let's pivot to the World Cup here. If you're just joining us, Argentina won their game 2-0. Messi scored both goals. He's now the all-time leader in World Cup goals by an individual player. I found this interesting, Andy. Tim Howard, who's probably the most famous goaltender the United States men's team has ever had, said in an interview the other day, it's impossible for the United States to win the World Cup.
We have the sound of it. Do you want us to play it?
Yeah, go ahead, play it.
The U.S. cannot unequivocally win the World Cup. The U.S. will have to play the greatest game they've ever played 3 times in a row. Sorry, 4 games in a row. Round of 16, quarterfinals, semifinals, finals. It is literally impossible for the U.S. to win the World Cup. That's going to come across crazy. People are going to say I'm whatever. That's just the reality. But we're super excited for this ride we're on.
Well, I feel great now.
All right, Andy, here's my question. Do you kind of respect Howard knowing he was going to get an S storm from U.S. soccer fans when he said that, but that's his opinion, or is he kind of a killjoy?
No, I respect him. Say how you feel, and look, we just witnessed, after years of Becky Hammon doubling down on the idea that the exception that proves the rule is maybe like Isaiah Thomas, Steph Curry, you cannot win a championship built around a team or built around a player that is a small point guard. Jalen Brunson just got proved wrong. She kept saying her thing. Jalen Brunson and the Knicks eventually proved her wrong. Whatever, but he should say what he thinks.
Emily and Brian were not even born yet. But I cannot tell you, if you go watch the movie Miracle, I cannot tell you how many people said the exact same thing about the United States men's hockey team in 1980. Now, am I saying it's likely that the U.S. wins the World Cup? No, not at all. I think it would take another miracle. But am I ruling out a miracle? No, they happen every day, man.
I'm ruling out a miracle. It's never going to happen.
Brian, are you like not even Dumb and Dumber? Not even a 1% chance?
Oh, anything is possible.
John,
I'm with you.
I will give
you are a killjoy, Emily Hebel.
all of my mythical money if Team USA wins.
Done.
All 100K
I don't have to risk any
or whatever I have.
I'm going to
goes
win
to
mythical
you.
money. I win it every year anyway.
I know.
But
it's ridiculous. It's like saying, I don't know, it's not even the worst team in baseball. Like the Oakland A's could win because they have a chance. Team USA has zero chance because, like he said, they would have to play the best game of their freaking lives 8 times in a row. Like,
four times in a row, he said, yeah.
Yeah, but this group stage is nothing compared to if they had to face Norway, if they have to face Spain, if they have to face all these people. They're not going to win.
I need you, while you're away, to watch the movie Miracle. One night when you can't sleep, throw that movie on.
Okay.
By the way, like Emily, I hate hydration breaks, Andy. I think that they kill. The great thing about soccer was it's 45 minutes straight, 15-minute halftime, 45 minutes straight. They had a few injury time, but it's built into a 2-hour window, and it's perfect. But, Em, did you see this? That at least 3 different media people say these hydration breaks are here to stay, not because the players need water, but because the broadcasters are making so much money running commercials in the middle of the World Cup. And like I always say, follow the money. I don't think there is a scenario where we get rid of them. Do you?
I would rather it be a box-in-box situation. So
that's what they've always done.
Yeah, so that they have something like they do for the red zone or whatever. Where
but people will pay more if it's not a box. You know that, right?
Yes, I get it. But doesn't FIFA have enough money?
Of course
Isn't
they
FIFA
do.
corrupt enough?
Well, so does the IOC.
If they had enough money, Emily, they'd stop doing the corrupt stuff. Clearly, they don't have enough money.
We were trying the other day, we were trying to figure out, I don't know how it came up, but we were trying to figure out what the most corrupt organization in the world is. And then, so somebody was throwing out IOC, somebody was throwing out FIFA, somebody threw out insurance companies.
Yeah, you know what? I heard this, and maybe I missed it when you said it. I'm stunned nobody said boxing. Because boxing is corrupt as hell.
Used to be, but now does anyone care? I think they may have ruined it.
Well, it doesn't mean that they're not still corrupt. I mean, they may need to be even more corrupt now to get themselves back up.
All right. The Dodgers open a 10-game road trip tonight in Minnesota, but they'll be out one of their best players, and I'm not so sure this series over the weekend isn't connected to this guy being out. We'll get into the Dodgers next. We got Icebreakers coming up, top of the hour Sports Graffiti. We want you guys to join in. You can talk about any of this stuff, but would you, if you had to pick a lane, would you pick Andy's lane if you were building the Lakers, which is more draft and develop, don't skip steps, build for the future, or would you go my way? You've got a limited window with LeBron and Luka. F them picks. Get people in here now that give you a puncher's chance to win now. We can get into that too. We'll cover it all. Mason and Ireland, Andy in for Mace, ESPN LA.
It's the Rich Eisen Show on ESPN LA.
I was sitting here at this desk livid that Charles Oakley was left to sit in jail overnight because James Dolan had a beef with him. I said I was out on the Knicks, and one person pulled me back in, Jalen Brunson. This photograph of him holding the Larry O'B in his right hand and the Bill Russell MVP trophy in his left was a pipe dream.
Each weekday morning at 9 a.m.
It's the Rich Eisen Show on ESPN LA.
Eat, play, stay, and cheer this summer as the world's biggest football tournament comes to LA. Head over to LA Live to enjoy food and drink offerings from over 20 restaurants and watch every match. Catch every soccer moment this summer with your favorite crew. Big matches call for big flavors, so grab your table, order another round, and let's cheer on the world. The action begins July 11th through July 19th. See you at LA Live.
4th of July weekend checklist. Sunscreen? Check. Snacks? Check. Road trip playlist? Check. Now, when's the last time you checked your oil? Before you hit the road, head to Valvoline Instant Oil Change for a fast 15-minute stay-in-your-car oil change, and no appointment is ever needed. Plus, they'll check your fluids, battery, wipers, and more, so you can worry less about your car and focus more on the weekend ahead. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for a special offer and your nearest location. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Quick, easy, and road trip approved.
Parents, Did you know that Children's Hospital Los Angeles has the #1 spine program of its kind on the West Coast? In fact, 1 in 5 kids who need spine care come to the Autry Orthopedic Center at CHLA. Their specialists provide world-class care for spinal disorders, including scoliosis, helping young athletes get back in the game. So don't let scoliosis or spinal injuries throw your child a curveball. To learn more, visit chla.org.
This summer's biggest football watch party experience is happening at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa. Catch every Mexico and USA match live, surrounded by nonstop game day energy, passionate fans, drink specials, surprise giveaways, grab fire asada tacos, slow braised quesadilla, fresh ceviches, warm churros, and more while you cheer on your team with the entire Mercado. Mercado Gonzalez, your soccer fan paradise this summer. Join us every Mexico and USA match at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa, where every match tastes better.
Welcome to Milagro Tequila, where the sun shines, good times roll, and tequila pours. Take a sip of sunshine this summer with Milagro Tequila, crafted from 100% Blue Weber agave for bright flavor and exceptional smoothness. Shake up fresh margaritas with Milagro Silver. Mix the perfect paloma with Milagro Reposado, or enjoy the rich, smooth taste of Milagro Añejo on the rocks. Find Milagro at your favorite retailer, in-store, and online. Tequila never tasted brighter. Milagro Tequila. Please enjoy responsibly.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Steve Mason and John Ireland.
Best show on the radio, and it's all I listen to all day, and every day I can't wait to listen to you guys.
That is so nice. So nice, you man.
Mason and Ireland.
These guys are a whole bunch of fools.
Back to the guys.
What am I listening to, Emily Hebel?
It is the Song of the Netherlands and the orange crowd.
Right.
That are all in Houston and Dallas are all dancing this song. So what he's saying, this is in Dutch. It's like everyone to the left, everyone to the right. And so everyone links arms and goes to the left and the right. If you haven't seen these videos, it's absolutely insane. And if I want to support one team that's not Team USA, the Netherlands all the way, because their fans are the best.
So I have them in the ESPN LA World Cup pool. I was just telling Andy, who had Cappy leading the ESPN LA World Cup pool? The Netherlands got me 3 the other day. I'm up to 8. Do you know how many points you have?
I have 2 wins for Germany, so that's 6. And then I have a tie for Senegal.
That's 7.
So I have 7. And
Brian,
Senegal plays later today.
I think I'm up to 10 now that Argentina has won twice.
Bastard. All right.
But John, bump this in your car going home as Netherlands takes you to a win.
Okay. And you're right. The fans have been insane. Just insane. Did you see Boston ran out of beer? They ran out of Sam Adams because all the people from Scotland came in and drank all their beer.
It's 3 St. Patrick's Days.
All right, so Dodgers going to Minnesota tonight. They have they're in a stretch, Andy, where they're playing 19 games in 20 days. And Will Smith is not going on this trip. It's a 9-game, 10-day trip. He has a sore neck. His neck is not responding to treatment, so they're keeping him here and hopeful that he might be able to play when they come back. But I'm starting to think that not only is Will Smith important because he's a great hitter, but do you think him not being behind the plate had something to do with the fact that they got their ass kicked by the Orioles all weekend?
I mean, it definitely matters. I mean, your catcher's ability to call games is super helpful for the pitchers. I mean, there are other circumstances. They played a night game into a day game, so you've got guys on shorter rest. One thing I've actually noticed, and I'm wondering how much this actually plays into some of the Dodgers' struggles. They've had an unusual amount of players with babies this year. Like Shohei Ohtani had another kid.
Had one.
Babies disrupt everything.
I mean, you win a World Series, you might make a baby afterwards. Who knows? That might be what it is.
Like, the Dodgers, I saw I think it was Dodgers Nation put this out, but this year there have been 12 players who've either had a baby this season or they've announced a baby coming. And, the pregnancy has a lot of stuff that will occupy your time, mess with your sleep or whatever. I wonder if all of them are out of their sleep cycles and they're kind of unfocused at times.
Right.
Being serious.
I know you are. And I don't think that's a ridiculous theory. But, and I'm guilty of this too, because I just mentioned that they got hammered by the Orioles all weekend. They still have the best record in all of baseball. They still have the biggest lead in any division. They still have the highest run differential in all of Major League. They're plus 113 on retro. So things are going right. But that doesn't mean that they don't have problems. And one of them, Andy, is Kyle Tucker.
Yeah.
His at bat on Saturday night.
It was terrible.
Bases loaded. Dodgers down by 1. The Orioles pitcher throws the first pitch in the dirt, and then he throws 3 straight sinkers, and Tucker chased all 3 and struck out to end the game. How would you, for example, we know Mookie Betts has struggled, but they're letting him work through it.
He's also, by the way, Mookie quietly over the last couple weeks starting to pick it up. I'm not saying it's all
but
good.
My question is,
but moving in the right direction.
The way they got it moving that way is that they kept putting him out there, they kept him at shortstop, they kept him in the top half of the lineup, and they let him work through it. Do you extend the same courtesy to Kyle Tucker? Now, Betts is a former MVP. Tucker is not a former All-Star, but Tucker isn't hitting. He has a career-low OPS. I think he's hitting like 230. He has struck out in key situations a lot. That at-bat on Saturday was kind of a red warning light to me.
It was awful.
What if you were Dave Roberts? Do you give him a day off? Do you keep him in the lineup in the top half, protect him with guys like Freeman and Shohei? What do you do with Kyle Tucker?
First of all, I would actually keep him in the lineup for this upcoming road trip because if you look at Kyle Tucker's home versus road splits, he is performing way, way better on the road than at home. Like, it is night and day, these splits. He is batting about 80 points higher on the road than at home. His OPS is like over 200 points higher on the road. My theory is with this new deal and the struggles that he's been having out of the gate, he is feeling more pressure in front of Dodger Stadium and his fans as opposed to on the road. I would give him more slack, particularly with a road trip coming up. A, because I think it could be helpful for him getting back in the groove. And B, I don't know what the better options are at the moment. So I would try to keep him in a comfort zone and try to see him work his way through this. And also, too, especially because he's signed long-term, you want to try to keep him in as positive a mind space as possible because he's going to be with you for a while. And if he doesn't start performing, you can't move him.
Right. And, I don't know if you're going to be moving that contract anyway.
But especially if he's underperforming, you can't move him.
Right. It's a ton of money. He's making $60 million a year. I think they gave him that contract thing. There's going to be a lockout next year, and they wouldn't have to pay him in the middle of it. But I don't know. All right, I wanted to get your thoughts on this before we go to icebreakers. Emily, you found this. The highest paid player on the Giants is Rafael Devers. Yesterday, he took 4 straight balls for a 6-pitch walk. And to reach first base as the game-tying run against Miami. They were down 2-1. He gets on first, and Tony Vitello, the manager of the Giants, remember, this is the guy that's in his first year. He came from college baseball. He came from the University of Tennessee. Does what I think I would have done. He sends in, they have a speedster on their bench as a pinch runner, and they send him in hoping that he can come around to score to tie the game. Devers, standing on first base, and as the highest paid player in the Giants, waves him off, says, no, I'm not coming out. And the guy goes, well, the manager sent me here. You have to come out. Devers goes, no, not coming out of the game. Vitello steps up on the step, goes, you're out. Reluctantly, he finally goes, but it was super awkward.
Did you see him in like the dugout?
No.
So he goes down, and they have a video of him like going into the dugout, and a staffer, not the manager of the Giants, but another staffer, goes to try to pat him on the butt, as they do. Devers moves out of the way so this guy can't touch him. So he's livid.
He was literally the definition of butthurt. Yeah.
But then the guy ended up getting stranded anyway. They got
right. They didn't bring him home. It didn't matter. Andy, would you discipline Rafael Devers or let it go? First-year manager in his second month on the job.
I wouldn't discipline him to the level of suspending him.
Set him for a game, maybe?
Maybe you don't start him for a game, something like that. You have to make it clear, I think, particularly as a new first-year manager, I am not going to let you push me around. One of the things J.J. Redick, I think, has done very well with this team is as much as he will praise Luka and LeBron and Austin up and down as the team's three biggest stars, he will also talk to them honestly or even say things publicly. Honestly, the idea of championship shape. The very least, he knows people are going to take that as a comment about Luka, and he's not soft pedaling it. He went to LeBron last year after that 40-ish point loss to the Heat and said, I need you to crank up your defensive intensity because if you don't do it, I can't get everyone else to do it. And, he went to LeBron this year and said, I need to scale back your usage, the amount of possessions that you start. And this is the best way to make the offense work. And by the way, when LeBron, to his credit, leaned into it, then everyone else has to do whatever JJ says. Because,
right, that's what Greg Popovich used to say. But Tim Duncan letting him coach him, then it made it easier to coach everybody else.
I wouldn't suspend Devers for a week or something like that, but the manager has to let him know, man, you're not going to show me up. This is not going to fly, and I'm not intimidated by you.
All right, coming up next is Icebreakers. I have a big lead in Icebreakers, but Andy's a very formidable foe, and I'm leaving after Tuesday's show, so I got to build my lead if I want to hang on to the month. Before we get to that, let me talk about Jacob Emrani. You guys know Jacob. He comes in here. Mason and I have known him for a long time. Jacob can help you if you have been wronged in any way. Car accident, bike accident, pedestrian accident. The other month he was helping the people that were hurt in that chemical spill. No matter what your injury is, that's when you need to call Jacob. The consultation is free. Once you call him, Jacob looks at what happened, where it happened, whether a business or a property owner should have fixed a hazard before somebody got hurt. And again, the consultation is free. And here's the best part. You only pay if he wins. That's confidence. You can reach him at 800-345-6789. Put that number in your phone, 800-345-6789. You can still go to calljacob.com, but you want to have that number in your phone because if you've been involved in an accident, you're going to be rattled. You're not going to be able to go online and go to a website. Just call Jacob, 800-345-6789. Law offices of Jacob Emrani.
DeMarco and Travis have taken over Afternoon Drive.
Ice Cube's joining us here on DeMarco and Trav.
Weekdays starting at 3 p.m.
Of all the amazing things that you've been a part of, where does opening up the World Series against the Yankees kind of land for you? And then on top of that, coming out after they won the World Series again and you get to bring out the trophy, just where does that fall?
It's extremely high. I've been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I got a star on the Walk of Fame, hands in the concrete at the Chinese man. But, as a fan of the Dodgers since I was knee-high to a horsefly, I was, just fanning out inside. I had to keep it cool and rock the house, but I was like, this is the coolest thing that's happened to me in a long, long, long time.
Afternoons with DeMarco and Travis starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and live on YouTube.
The summer deals are sizzling at Northridge and Wonders Toyota. It's Bethel Duran, and you can drive the same car that I got. A 2026 Camry Hybrid for just $359 a month for 36 months plus tax. That's $359 for a brand new Camry Hybrid? Come on now, it's got to be Northridge and Wonders Toyota.
Lease based on 2026 Camry Hybrid model 2561 with total SRP of $39,279. Lease and purchase amount of $21,964. $29.99 due at signing includes first month's payment and $750 acquisition fee. Security deposit may be required on approved credit. Tax, title, license, or extra. Excludes dealer doc fee of $80. Offer ends 6/30/2026.
Hey, LA and OC, if you love great food and smart prices, you need to know about Wild Fork Foods. Hosting, grilling, you just want a great dinner? Start at Wild Fork Foods. Find your local SoCal store at wildforkfoods.com. Wild Fork, quality meat and seafood, low prices, largest variety in one store.
Empower.
Pete's back on the links with all new golf clubs and hopefully less swearing.
Dang, sliced it.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money, so he can be a little bad.
Heads up!
Oof. Talent sold separately.
Guy said these were slice proof.
At least he has money for lessons. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
This Father's Day, put the focus on Dad's happy place, his garage. Shop more ways to organize, more ways to build, and more ways to spend time together. With low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. Get him a rolling toolbox or a wall-mounted organizer to keep it all in place. Or save on power tools like the Ryobi 2-tool driver drill combo kit for just $99. Make Father's Day about building something together with a little help from the Home Depot. Exclusions apply. See homedepot.com/price match for details.
Oh, it's Icebreakers time. All right, that's right, the big voice guy. Listen to Mason and Ireland. Weekdays noon to 3 on ESPN LA.
Exactly right. Time for Icebreakers on Mason and Ireland. Icebreakers made possible by Blue Ice Vodka. Your fit-friendly vodka with no sugar added, 64 calories an ounce, and keto-friendly. Let's do it. Icebreakers. Presented by Blue Ice Vodka on Mason and Ireland. Take it away, producer Emily.
Here is the standings as we sit on June 22nd. John has 41 points. Mace has 19 points. Brian has 10 points. And the others have 5 points. And Andy's going to be competing with the others.
Okay.
Here we go. For 10 points. I was born in 1941 in Ohio. And I was the starting running back on my freshman football team. And I'm in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Oh, this one's for you guys.
And he was starting
I'm
running back?
I'm not a wrestling
on his
guy.
freshman football team. For 9 points, I have been the Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year, and my number is retired by the team I was drafted by.
Okay, so maybe he's not.
For 8 points, Andy Warhol has done a portrait of me. I was also referenced by Billy Joel in the song Zanzibar.
Oh, come on, John.
For 7 points.
Okay.
Both Saul Goodman from Breaking Bad and Steve Buscemi's character in The Sopranos referred to themselves by my nickname.
Oh, God.
I don't know.
All right, for 6 points. I am a self-taught switch hitter. I played for 3 teams in my career, but ended up ending my career the same place I started.
Okay, so...
Want me to continue?
Yeah.
Okay, for 5 points. I have been both a player and a manager in the MLB. In fact, I was a player-manager at the end of my career.
Ireland.
Go ahead.
I'm just going to guess Pete Rose.
And you'd be correct.
Hey!
Pete Rose. He called himself Johnny Hustle in the shows.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I misheard you, and I thought you said born in 1975.
No, born in 1941.
He's born in 1941 in Ohio.
I heard something about 1975. I misheard you.
Why is Pete Rose in the WWE Hall of Fame?
He's like, I saw it when I was looking up, and so that's why I put it there. But apparently he loved the WWE, participated in it a lot. I was going to have the first hint be like I was born in Cincinnati, but I thought that would be too obvious.
Probably would have jumped out.
With all respect to the WWE, I'm going to guess that the threshold for entering their Hall of Fame
It's not large.
Hey.
Yeah. All right. Icebreakers is sponsored by Blue Ice Vodka, the finest vodka sourced from Idaho potatoes. Check out Blue Ice's commemorative bottle, especially if you're having a 4th of July party. It celebrates USA's 250th birthday and the 25th anniversary of Blue Ice. Blue Ice Vodka, because taste is everything.
And remember, I'm now recalling this. Saul Goodman, back when he was Jimmy McGill,
right?
He was referred
Slippin' Jimmy.
He was referred to as Charlie Hustle by the blanking on his name, the blonde-haired lawyer who ran the firm with his brother.
Played by Ray Seahorn.
No. You're talking about Howard.
Howard, yes. Howard used to refer to Jimmy.
Patrick Fabian was the name of the actor
Right.
who
It was
played
Howard
Howard.
McGill. It was Howard.
It's gonna drive me.
Hamlin.
Howard
Thank
Howard
you.
Hamlin.
That was going to drive me crazy.
When Jimmy was in the mailroom, he used to always refer to Jimmy as Charlie Hustle.
Okay. You've heard a lot about this Brandon Sorsby.
Mm-hmm.
And, he bet he made over 90,000 bets. He bet thousands of dollars. He bet on his own team. He broke every rule that you were told you can never break. And Texas Tech tried to backdoor him into college football, but with the judge's ruling. He used to be the quarterback at Cincinnati. He played a year at Indiana, backing up Fernando Mendoza. And now he was going to go to Texas Tech. And now everybody else said, no way, we can't have this guy. So he's going to go into the NFL supplemental draft. Here's Mike Tannenbaum, ESPN, former general manager of the Dolphins and the Jets, talking about Sorsby's chances of being taken in the supplemental draft.
It's an unexpected opportunity, especially for a good team that's going to project to draft late in a round. We mentioned Seattle last hour. How about a team like Detroit or Philadelphia, where they're going to be at the bottom of the second round in April of 2027, barring something unforeseen? So you email the league in the second round that we want to draft Brandon Sorsby. And if you get him, I think Jordan did an excellent job breaking down Brandon Sorsby. Those teams are going to say, our culture can work with him. Obviously, he has things he has to work on. He's admitted that he's been addicted to gambling. But if we can maximize his ceiling, much the way the Eagles had Carson Wentz, drafted Jalen Hurts in the second round, rest is history. There is a lot of really good ability here. So he either can replace Jared Goff in a year or two, Jalen Hurts in a year or two, or trade him for multiple first-round picks. That's why I think some good organizations can be proactive, be aggressive, and say this is an unexpected opportunity that we could take advantage of.
Andy, any hesitation taking the guy with the gambling addiction?
You're going to be hesitant just because if it blows up, it can create real problems for your organization. That being said, teams take chances on guys with character concerns,
especially
flaws,
in football,
however you want to put it, that run a very wide gamut and, in my opinion, are far uglier and worse than what Sorsby's going through. I also think they hit the nail on the head when he was talking about put him as a backup in a stable organization where you're not going to need to depend on him right away. You have a couple years, hopefully, with him so you can see how he conducts himself, while it's kind of a low-stakes addition to your team. Like if, say, they brought up Jared Goff in Detroit. Keep him in Detroit for a couple years. See, I would have him, I would hire him a live-in GA sponsor, like for real, like Gamblers Anonymous, something like that. And then see after a couple years, has he had any issues? Does he seem to have the gambling under control? Because nobody disagrees that he's talented. It's just the idea of, is this addiction going to create a problem for my team?
All right, I'm going to sneak this in before we go to Sports Graffiti. And Sports Graffiti's coming up. Go ahead and open the phones, Em. 877-710-ESPN. 877-710-3776. You guys can react to anything we've talked about, or you can go off the board. You can talk about anything you want to talk about. I wanted to sneak this in, Andy. Golf is accused of being too stuffy, too rules conscious. Oftentimes it's deserved. That's why I was so happy yesterday for a couple of things that golf pulled off. The first one was there was a kid named Miles Russell. He's kind of a phenom. He's only 17 years old, but he qualified for the U.S. Open. Now, there is a strict rule in the U.S. Open when it comes to caddying. You have to register your caddy with the caddy master right out of Caddyshack, Brian Doyle Murray. And he has to be certified, and you cannot change caddies mid-round. And if your caddy gets sick or has a medical emergency, you're allowed to, but that's the only way.
Right.
So yesterday, Miles Russell, who's all of 17 years old, called over a rules official, and he was playing on Sunday, but he wasn't in contention.
Right.
Okay. And he hit his tee shot on the 18th hole. And he walked over to the rules official and he goes, "Hey, for Father's Day, that's my dad over there. I've already asked my caddy. He's up for it. Can my dad be my caddy for my last 3 shots?" And the USGA, which traditionally would say something, Andy, like, if I do it for you, I have to do it for everybody. No. And in a shocking fit of common sense, the USGA said, what a great idea. Go for it. And so he walks over to his dad. The caddy takes off the caddy bib, puts the bag down, and goes, you're in. And his dad, he had sunglasses on, so you couldn't tell if he got worked up.
Sure
but
he
his
did.
dad and Miles walked arm in arm up the 18th hole. You talk about a cool Father's Day present. And thank God the USGA didn't do what they normally do and make up some dumb rule that's ironclad that they couldn't bend. They just said, you know what? Forget the rule. Tell your dad he can do it. And it made for a really good feel-good story.
Well, two things jumped to mind for me. First of all, I imagine somebody from golf recognized the power of a good story for golf.
Right.
Like, forget just for this kid and his dad. Like, this is great for us. It's a positive story. And secondly, with the idea of we have to do this for you, we'll do it for everyone else. Okay, let's just say the floodgates open and all of a sudden on hole 18, you get to pick a different caddy.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I mean, like, really, like, let's make this
Play it out to
literal.
the end. Yeah.
You are now allowed to bring in whoever the hell you want for hole 18.
The other thing that I thought NBC nailed, and I'm a big Mike Tirico fan. Mike used to work with us and, did a show before Mason and I. And so we've known him for years. And, he's since graduated to be the number one voice at NBC.
He once said, actually, one of these shows, Brian and I were filling in, and we had Tirico on as a guest for whatever.
Yeah.
And he said on air, like, we were like, thanking him for his time. And he's like, no problem. I've been a big fan of you guys for a while. I said, Mike, I know that is not true. I know you have no idea who we are, but that is very polite of you to say.
Yeah, that sounds like something Mike would say. So yesterday on the 18th hole, they get this shot of this guy standing behind the green. And Tirico, who's so good at storytelling, says, that is Wyndham Clark's father. Wyndham does not know that he's here. He took a red eye from Denver last night. He got in a couple hours ago. He's hiding behind Wyndham's friends and family. And if Wyndham wins this, he's going to surprise him on the 18th green. So they've got a shot of his dad. Clark wins it. The dad comes out of the woodwork. NBC just nailed it. They got cameras on both sides, and you see Clark just light up. And having his dad, because his dad was not there in 2023 when he won at the LA Country Club. This is his second major. And so that was a really cool father. The U.S. Open's always on Father's Day weekend. Really cool, a couple of them from golf.
Also, and I have no idea if golf recognized this, Big G Golf recognized it or not. But given that Wyndham Clark is one of their biggest stars, and he is very polarizing and unpopular with a lot of fans because of his temper.
Right.
This is something that can humanize him really well. It's good for everybody involved on a human and kind of commercial level.
He's the guy that punched the locker, right?
Right. Yep. At Oakmont last year and got in trouble. Oakmont said, you're never welcome back here. He apologized. He paid the restitution. But, Andy, he is a golfer with the temper, like you said, and it has worked against him in the past. One more thing I want to slip in before we go to Sports Graffiti. And again, 877-710-ESPN. The number one thing, I don't know if you get this too, but one of the number one things that people say to me when they see me in person is, man, I always want to go on Sports Graffiti and I can't get through. That's why I had Emily open the lines now. There are 2 open lines right now. Get in there early. 877-710-3776. And if a bunch of guys on hold will extend the segment, but right now they'll get 2 lines open. Read, if you have access to the Los Angeles Times, read Bill Platschke's column on Lawrence Tanner today in the Times. Did you get a chance to read it, Andy?
I have not had a chance to read it, but I am pretty confident I know what Bill said, and I 100% agree with him.
One thing Bill advocated for is something Michael and I, and he interviews Michael for the piece. Michael is one of Bill's sources that he quotes in the piece. Michael and I strongly feel that Lawrence Tanner should be in the NBA Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Now, he was the public address announcer and the voice inside the Forum, Crypto.com Arena, back when it was Staples Center. But he's been the soundtrack of all of the Laker championships since 1982. And if you're not familiar with LT's story, suffered a stroke near the end of last season, still trying to recover. They have decided to move on. bring in another PA announcer this year. They're still looking for the guy. And I think LT, we've been saying it for 5 years, belongs in the Hall of Fame. Bill makes that case in his column this morning. You guys should read it.
Yeah.
He does a really good job of laying out exactly why. Home run piece by Platschke. And Michael and I are big Lawrence Taylor fans. I know you are too.
You cannot say enough good things about LT, both professionally and personally. And you cannot tell the story of the Lakers. I mean, like, really tell it
well said.
without LT.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
All right, 877-710-3776. Your phone calls next for Sports Graffiti. Andy in for Mason in Ireland, ESPN LA.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
Mornings in LA start with Sedano and Cap.
Marcus is the brains behind the operation.
Wow.
He's smart.
Why can't Bergie be smart too?
Bergie is smart, just not as smart as Marcus.
No, Marcus is definitely smart.
I mean, he's not going to push back on that.
Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
I think like Cappy and I are probably similar levels.
No? You're smarter.
Yeah, you're smarter. Look at that.
Wait a second. How do we know this?
No, he's smarter than you.
Now, where are you in the smart rankings around here?
I mean, I'm not at the top.
Are we talking about everybody?
Yeah, the whole
like
station.
Emily and Marcus
Emily
are
and
pretty
Marcus
close.
are higher for sure.
They're up there.
But they are top two.
Okay, and then where would you? Who's the
I
bottom?
would say Travis is pretty darn smart.
You're the bottom.
He's on the bottom.
Yeah,
I'm
the top. You're the bottom.
I'm like upper.
No, you're the bottom.
Oh,
Quack, quack.
What does that mean?
When
What's
you
quack,
say
quack
quack,
mean?
quack,
What does
it
that
tells
mean?
people we did something wrong.
What did we do?
Yeah,
If we don't,
you did.
if we don't say anything, it just goes
We're talking
away.
about
No,
the
it
top and the
doesn't.
bottom of the rankings of smart.
The Morning Show with Sedano and Cap. Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN Los Angeles.
Hyundai gives you America's best warranty on every new vehicle. It includes a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty, plus 24/7 roadside assistance. That's peace of mind from Hyundai. And these days, that's priceless.
Right now, for a limited time, lease a Hyundai Elantra for $199 a month or get $2,000 bonus cash. See your SoCal Hyundai dealer. Hurry, offers end July 6th. Call 714-568-7676 for details.
John Ireland here, and when it comes to vodka, I like a winner, and Blue Ice Vodka delivers. America's largest potato vodka. Double gold rated, just 64 calories an ounce, and made from Idaho potatoes. Clean, smooth, no additives. Blue Ice Vodka. Vodka with standards.
Morongo giving away 3 Corvette Stingrays? Finally, a sporty 2-seater for me and my ego. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Fireworks the 26th. Performers, bonus giveaways, and carnival games. June 26th through 28th. The fun continues July 3rd through 5th.
Number 2.
Rev up for the Stingray giveaway. Be here June 28th for 3 chances to win.
And the number 1 reason.
Don't pay high prices for gas. Morongo's Travel Center prices are the lowest priced gas around.
Good times.
Red card penalty. Score big flavor with Waba Grill's new Red Card combo for a limited time. A mini sweet and spicy chicken bowl, chili crisp dumplings, and a refreshing penalty punch for a beverage with mango popping boba. An all-star lineup for just $9.99 only at Waba Grill.
And it is 1 o'clock in the Southland on the biggest show on the radio, Mason in Ireland. And you know it's time for Sports Graffiti on Mason in Ireland. This is where you call in and talk to the fellas.
877-710-ESPN.
That's right, that number is back. It's not a mistake. Big voice guy, do it one more time.
877-710-ESPN.
You get to talk to Mason in Ireland during Sports Graffiti, and we know everybody loves Mason in Ireland.
Rick Vega, I'm the reigning champ of the Mason Ireland Poker Invitational.
Gregory Mendez, Port Hueneme, California.
Why do you love Mason Ireland?
Why I love them? Because they're there every day for me. They're consistently giving out some funny takes, being goofy, and to be honest, we need it in a time like this, so I love it.
Let's do it. Sports Graffiti time. Take it away, Mace.
All right, no Mace today. Andy Kamenetsky pinch hitting for him.
But should someone like whack his fingers and send him back to the dugout like Rafael Devers and the Giants?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's lead off with Paul in Harbor City. Hey, Paul, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. I had 2 things. One was a little tidbit for the Pete Rose in the WWE Hall of Fame. The reason why is because Cincinnati Reds were named the Big Red Machine when Pete Rose played, and that took offense to the wrestler named Kane. So every few times Pete Rose
they
come
tied
in
it
the
together.
ring,
Okay,
Kane
makes sense.
would chokeslam. That one is that. Now the other one is on Lawrence Tanner. I remember just working there and working at Staples. Lawrence was always the best guy to meet, best guy to talk to. Voice of the Lakers, memorable voice of the Lakers every game, and he is going to be missed, but. Wish him well, and I love talking to him, not just about the Lakers, but also about jazz. He was also did a smooth jazz host on the Wave when they used to play jazz. So very, very cool guy to talk to, legendary, and he's gonna be missed going to games.
I thank you for that. And again, people read that Bill Plechky column in the LA Times this morning. Andy. Michael and I beat the drum for Michael Cooper to get into the Hall of Fame every year for 10 years, and he finally got in. This is our new cause of action. We want LT in the Hall of Fame.
I mean, look,
now.
part of the NBA Hall of Fame, like any Hall of Fame, is it's not just celebrating achievement, it's telling the history of your sport. And Lawrence Tanner is an important part of arguably the most important team in your sport.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here's Eric and Downey. Hey, Eric, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Good afternoon. Two quick items. Mr. Tucker, you're making a lot of money, and we're paying big bucks for our tickets and our concessions. We're going to be patient, but if you can't hit a sinker or a slider, you have to move up in the box and catch the ball before it sinks. You're 6'5". You got to lower the snatch, buddy. Then you can go back to being the old Kyle Tucker. Rafi Devers, if you know anything about Mr. Garrido, and you behave that way, Augie Garrido, you would be snatched by the collar to embarrass your coach the way you did.
Okay, thank you for the phone call. Augie Garrido, the longtime manager. You want to see what Augie looks like? He's also the manager in For the Love of the Game when he's managing the Yankees when Kevin Costner's throwing the no-hitter, where Billy Chappell's throwing the no-hitter.
Right.
That's Augie. All right, let's go to Jim in South L.A. Hey, Jim, you're on Sports Graffiti. Hi. Jim going once. Jim going twice. Not there. Let's go to Fred in Boyle Heights. Hey, Fred, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Good
Love
afternoon.
The show. Mason Ireland. Hello, M. Hello, BC. Andy, I met you at the Commerce. You know what I was going to say, but I'm not going to say it because you told me not to. But here's a question. Here's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
Everybody's known about the fire in Boyle Heights.
Yeah.
Or if they don't, okay. I just want to say, if people could go help, if people could take water or food for the firefighters, they're allowing that. Just go ahead and please do it for the community.
Oh,
okay?
Fred, that's
Thank
a
you very
great
much,
that's a great
Ireland.
call. Thank you. By the way, Andy, I got up to play golf yesterday. Worthy and I went golfing yesterday, and the smoke was so thick we thought about leaving.
I was actually one of the text chains that I'm on. We were talking about how should the Dodgers actually be playing?
Yeah,
that Sunday
you
game?
you weren't the only one suggesting that. Here's Walrus in Encino. Hey, Walrus, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Great call. Absolutely. Everyone go help out the firefighters over there. The smoke, it's insane. I'm 20 miles away, and I haven't been able to
Yeah,
smell
that's
it.
the weirdest
I'm
part. It's
calling,
kind of
because
engulfed the
there's-
city. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Crazy. Oh, no, that's okay. Seeing, the possibility that the Lakers might be interested in bringing on Lou Dort, obviously fantastic defender, capable three-point shooter. But for me, as I was saying to Em on the phone, having that insider information on the Thunder, who are going to be an obstacle for many years to come, might be the most intriguing reason to bring that guy to the Lakers. I'd be interested in that. You all have a great day.
All right. Thanks, Walrus.
Thanks, Walrus.
And by the way, Andy, when I sent that to you today, I said, well, if you get Lou Dort, then you wouldn't necessarily need Marcus Smart. And you said what?
This team needs more than one point of attack defender.
Okay, but how many guards do you want? So we would have Luka, Austin, Lou Dort, Kennard, I assume, because they like him and he's cheap. And then Mark, whose minutes would Marcus Smart get?
Well, those guys, though, can guard like forwards, both Smart and Lou Dort.
Dort, believe it or not, can guard all five.
Right. So
yeah.
The way I think about those guys is much more about
have
where
Dort guard a forward, have
where they
Smart guard a guard,
or just they may not play at the same time, but like you need more than one point of attack option on your team. Period.
Well, isn't Vanderbilt? Well, you would assume Vanderbilt would be out in that scenario.
JJ has to play Jared Vanderbilt in order for him to be a point of attack defender.
Fair point. Let's go to Tony in LA. Hey, Tony, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
How you doing, gentlemen?
Good.
You know, I heard the argument that they were talking about would a team be better off with Brunson or Luka. Now, when you first hear it, you know, okay, Luka's a much better player, you would think. But effort and desire, to me, always will trump talent. Luka is a very talented player, but because he's so talented, you don't always get the maximum effort. A lot of times he doesn't really have to do what he needs to do. Brunson gives you everything. When you watch Brunson play, you feel like he left everything on the court. And he's that rare individual that is talented enough that when he gives you that effort and that desire that he has to want to be great, I would actually take him. I would actually think that a team would be better with Brunson than Luka. I'm not talking about just talent-wise. I'm talking about if you really are trying to win, Luka's going to put people in the seats. But Brunson, he's a winner. He's that rare individual that is talented and he wants to be great and he's going to give you the effort. We only seen that really, I think, two of the times in the NBA, which was Kobe and Jordan.
Yeah, Tony, here's why I disagree with you, but not majorly. I think I love Jalen Brunson, and I think he deserves all the kudos he's getting. But, Andy, Luka rebounds and piles up assists. Brunson is pretty much just a scorer at this point of his career, and he's a great one. But, Tony, that's why I would go the other way on that. What do you think?
Well, I think Luka is a better player than Jalen Brunson. I also think that Luka, particularly when you start getting the playoffs or really high-leverage games, I do think his effort is there. That being said, though, I do think Tony is right that there's something to be said about a player that plays as hard as someone like Brunson because they have no other choice.
Yeah, I love him.
What the real key is when you get somebody like, say, Kobe, who had all of the talent that he could have been a great player by kind of mailing it in.
Right.
But he still
never did. Yeah, good point. All right, the lines are jammed now, and so we'll do another segment. We'll do a bonus segment of Sports Graffiti. 877-710-3776. 877-710-3776. Andy in from Ace. I'm John Ireland. Sports Graffiti rolls on next, ESPN LA.
It's time for your Valvoline Instant Oil Change Summer of Soccer update. Here's Mario Ruiz.
Lionel Messi has made World Cup history once again. The Argentine legend scored both goals in Argentina's 2-0 victory over Austria, bringing his career FIFA World Cup goal tally to 18 and setting a new all-time tournament record. The performance was another reminder that even at 39 years old, Messi remains one of the game's top players. His brace helped Argentina secure its second straight victory of the tournament and officially book a place in the knockout rounds. With the win, Argentina becomes the fourth nation to advance to the knockout stage, joining Mexico, the U.S., and Germany as they shift their attention toward a deep run at football's biggest prize.
And that's your Valvoline Instant Oil Change Summer of Soccer update. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. From kickoff to the final whistle, performance matters. Keep your vehicle running strong. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for a special offer and locations near you.
The next great story in Los Angeles is happening in Glendale. Hyundai of Glendale is now open. Lease a brand new 2026 Hyundai Palisade SC for just $279 per month. Plus, enjoy owner's assurance and America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Call 818-222-8000 or visit HyundaiofGlendale.net.
$279 per month plus tax. Closed-in lease for 24 months. $39.99 total due at signing plus government fees and taxes. On approved above average credit through HMF. Zero security deposit. 75 miles per year. 20 cents per excess miles. Expires 6/30/26.
Hey, LA and OC, if you love great food and smart prices, you need to know about Wild Fork Foods. Hosting, grilling, you just want a great dinner? Start at Wild Fork Foods. Find your local SoCal store at wildforkfoods.com. Wild Fork, quality meat and seafood, low prices, largest variety in one store.
All right, guys, real talk. Are you a crust lover or one of those crust leavers? Because I got to tell you, Pizza Hut's new crispy Parm Pan Pizza is next level. It's the original pan crust you already love, but now they've baked Parmesan cheese right onto the edge. I'm talking crispy. Golden, cheesy crunch with that soft, fluffy inside. Grab a medium, one-topping, crispy parm pan for just $11.99 or go large for $3 more. Order now at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Limited time offer. Additional charges for extra cheese, toppings, and recipes.
Welcome to Milagro Tequila, where the sun shines, good times roll, and tequila pours. Take a sip of sunshine this summer with Milagro Tequila, crafted from 100% Blue Weber agave for bright flavor and exceptional smoothness. Shake up fresh margaritas with Milagro Silver. Mix the perfect paloma with Milagro Reposado, or enjoy the rich, smooth taste of Milagro Añejo on the rocks. Find Milagro at your favorite retailer, in-store, and online. Tequila never tasted brighter. Milagro Tequila. Please enjoy responsibly.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-294-0222. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction, and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-294-0222. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-294-0222. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46, and I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hi, this is Devontae Adams of your LA Rams. The biggest show on the radio, this is Mason in Ireland. LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN. Listen to every Rams game on the all-new ESPN LA app.
All right, we're rolling on with Sports Graffiti. Andy Kamenetsky's filling in for Mace today, and we got Larry. It just says in California. That's a pretty wide net. Larry, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
How's it going?
How are you doing?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I just have one opinion, and I like your opinion.
Okay.
The person that's been working for the Lakers, that's been a PA for so many years, it's just my opinion. I think he deserves a statue.
Well, it's an thank you, Larry, for the phone call. It's an interesting thought, Andy. I think there's some people in front of him. I personally think now that Mark Walter owns the Dodgers, that what would endear him to the fan base immediately is if he did a statue of Dr. Buss.
Yeah, I have always theorized, and by the way, I don't think the Buss family needed to feel this way, but I get it. I have always theorized that Jeannie and her brothers and sisters were reluctant to give Dr. Buss a statue while they owned the team.
I agree.
Because it would have felt like gauche. They were celebrating their own.
When he passed away, I tried to make the argument to both Janie and Jeannie, and they were interested in doing it, but your theory is correct.
Right.
They didn't want to seem self-serving.
And by the way, totally unnecessary. Everybody would have understood. But yes, Mark Walter, I think the first statue they need to do, and I don't mean to sound morbid about this, but it's just reality, they should do Phil Jackson. Because you want to make sure.
Ahead of Dr. Buss?
Yes.
Really?
You want to make sure that Phil is around to see it.
Oh, it's fair.
That's the reason why.
My guy James Worthy's got to get one too.
Yep.
Okay, let's go to Matt in Alabama. Hey, Matt, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I am. You probably don't remember me, John, but back in Halloween, my boys and I were coming up from Alabama to go to Memphis to watch the Lakers play. And we both called into Sports Graffiti and both got in, and you guys talked to both of us. And you invited us up to the booth
Matt,
with you and Michael. And
I absolutely remember you and your boys. I 100% remember this because I was so impressed that you guys drove in while listening to us and then came and saw us at the game. And I'm always very appreciative of that.
Oh, listen every day. And my boys took that picture and blew it up. And it's in a frame in my office. I got it for Father's Day.
Wow.
I just wanted to say
I love
thanks.
that.
And it's great. And any chance with the new coach in Dallas, do you think that Klay Thompson might ever become a Laker?
Yeah, I actually do, Matt. I think Klay will – I don't know if he'll be a Laker, but I do not think he will be a Maverick. I think that they're going young. Clay grew up a huge Kobe fan and a huge Laker fan. It would make Michael's life if Clay came and played here. I also think Andy and Matt, there is a chance he could go back to the Warriors. That there's some symmetry there if he finished his career with Steph. But Matt, I think you're onto something. And thank you again for you and your boys coming by to say hi.
Would have never guessed.
Appreciate you checking in.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Would have never guessed he was from Alabama.
You had that twang. Yeah, you had that twang. Let's go to Gustavo in La Puente. Hey, Gustavo, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Hey, hi. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
I just wanted to call to say that I think the Lakers should pay Austin Reeves whatever he wants. And let me explain. When both LeBron and Luka were injured, who stepped up? It was Austin Reeves. And I just want to say we will need Austin for when LeBron retires for instances like the Celtics had when Tatum went down. And guess what? They still had a great record. That's all I have to say.
All right. Thanks, man, for the phone call. The one thing I think Austin wants to stay here.
Yes.
And I think they want to keep Austin.
Oh, that is transparently clear.
There is a number, Andy. I think you alluded to it earlier. The 5-year 212 or whatever that is.
251.
Yeah, is extreme to me. I mean, not that I don't want Austin to get it. That's my guy. But if the most any other team can offer him is 4 years, 179, that's where you meet in the middle. And Austin will still be good in 4 years. He can go back to the trough and double dip.
Well, here's where the issue comes in. It's not even so much this offseason other than like aprons and luxury taxes and whatever, because his cap hold is so small that he's going to end up making more than it anyway. So this offseason, it's not necessarily going to affect a lot of what you do. Moving forward, it will affect a ton. And I don't even mean this as a shot at Austin, but just this is the reality of team building. You want to make sure that his contract is tradable. If he starts touching $50 million a year, he's going to have to raise his level up another 1 or 2 levels. Otherwise, that could be a really difficult deal to move.
Here's Jim in South L.A. Hey, Jim, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Hey, thanks for giving me a second chance. Good afternoon, gentlemen. LT, wonderful guy. I don't ever agree with Plasky on his columns, but this one I 100% agree with. So anyway, Dodgers, I wanted to talk real quick. I'm a little worried about them. They should have been swept by the Orioles, but they are doing so well without Snell, without Glasnow, without Hernandez, without Will. That's how good these guys have put together a team. It's just incredible to see.
And thank you, Jim, for calling back. Andy, the sentiment on Lawrence Tanner is so unanimous. I don't know what the other side would be. Like, why not put him in?
Look, this is not my opinion. I'm just offering you the straw man devil's anti-advocate. PA announcers don't end up in the Hall of Fame.
I don't know if there's one in there.
Right.
But, like, Andy Bernstein's in the Hall of Fame.
Look, you don't have to sell me on putting him in there. I'm just saying that's
And Andy deserves it.
Yes, absolutely.
Here's Rick in North Hollywood. Hey, Rick, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Hey, hi. Bo Bichette. I've been calling Tucker not Bo Bichette. That's been my nickname. Bo Bichette would have made that catch. Bo Bichette would have gotten a hit. You guys might know, why did the Dodgers take the lesser of the two and Tucker instead of what most of us wanted? Who most of us wanted, Bo Bichette.
Well, Bo Bichette, I don't know if you've noticed, Rick, has not been tearing the cover off the ball for the Mets. I mean, he was no big get for the Mets either. They've both been struggling on similar lines. Tucker is, I think, a little better hitter than Bichette. And Bichette, the Dodgers needed an outfielder, and Bichette's an infielder.
Right.
So I think that had something to do with it, too. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you actually nailed it pretty well.
Here is Arjun. Arjun, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. So I don't know if you saw, but Trae Young just signed a $212 million deal for 4 years with the Wizards.
Right.
I mean, I don't know how we don't offer Austin the max. I'd much rather have Austin than Trae Young. I don't know. I feel like it would be insulting to offer him anything less than the max, with that being said in the market.
Well, how about this, Arjun? The most any other team can offer Austin is 4 years, 179. So if you give him the 241, the 5 years 241, you're essentially bidding against yourself.
Yeah, the difference between Trae Young and Austin Reeves, at least contextually in this, is Austin Reeves is a restricted free agent. Trae Young was an unrestricted free agent. So other teams could have matched that offer or, I guess, exceeded it. I don't know the exact max that Trae Young could get, but that's the big difference.
And if you're the Lakers, you could just wait to see if anybody else offers Austin something and then adjust off of that.
What I do think the Lakers shouldn't do, just because it's bad business, and to be perfectly honest, because Austin has been their free agent for a while, they should have a pretty good idea of what Austin's looking for, because you are allowed to talk with Austin. The last couple of years, they've had opportunities to trade him. They've turned it down. So they should not be blindsided by anything Austin's asking for, even if they still have to negotiate.
All right, coming up next, Andy, you probably, because we've been friends for so long, have heard every one of my stories. I thought I had heard every one of Shaq's stories, but I hadn't, and you're going to hear the one I hadn't heard. It's great. Coming up next, Mason in Ireland, Andy in for Mace. Let me tell you about Life Source Water Systems. If you hear Morales talking, you hear me talking, you know that whenever I get out of the shower, I shake, I do a happy dance, then I suck on the tap. That's how much I love Life Source Water Systems. If you live in L.A., you know our tap water has issues. City adds chemicals like chlorine on top of contaminants. It's bad. You've heard Sherry Harris, owner of Life Source, talk about the benefits of whole house water filtration. I am a living example of those benefits. My whole family, as soon as we got Life Source, completely comfortable with whatever we need for water, for cooking, for showering, for cleaning, whatever we need. We get crystal clear, filtered water. Here's the best part. Right now, during their summer special, Life Source will pay your sales tax. That's up to $1,000 off of a new system, but only through the 4th of July. Call the factory today at 800-WATER-99 or visit LifeSourceWater.com. Life Source. Taste and feel the difference. Warranty limitations apply.
DeMarco and Travis have taken over Afternoon Drive.
And Susan, to your point, Dee, she's like, I will go with you, but I'm not getting on a jet ski out here in the middle of nowhere. I'm just not doing it.
Oh. Weekdays starting at 3 p.m.
And I'm like, all right, so let's get on the jet ski together. And I'm going pretty fast, and she's holding on like, you're going too fast. Wait, no, just slow down. You need to slow down. I'm just going, just flying, right? So all of a sudden, the jet ski turns real fast. She goes flying.
Oh, no.
And keep
How
in mind,
fast were you going at that point, I think?
not fast enough for to get hurt, but fast enough to A, scare her. And keep in mind, we're in the middle of the ocean.
Oh, yeah.
She freaks out. She's like, you gotta go. And she's waving. I'm like, well, I'm coming back around and get you. To this day, every time we see a jet ski, she looks at me like, you're lucky I'm still married to you. Like,
Afternoons with DeMarco and Travis starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN. The all-new ESPN LA app. And live on YouTube.
Join Beto Duran Thursday at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa as the United States takes on Turkey in one of the summer's biggest matches. Rock your team colors and join fellow fans for an unforgettable match day experience. Enjoy nonstop game day energy, drink specials, surprise giveaways, and incredible food like fire-grilled asada tacos, quesadilla, fresh ceviches, and warm churros. Watch the match, celebrate every moment, and cheer with the entire Mercado. Mercado Gonzalez, where every match tastes better.
Red card penalty. Score big with Waba Grill's new Red Card Combo for a limited time. A mini sweet and spicy chicken bowl, 3-piece chili crisp dumplings, and a side of Wablaze sauce for that extra heat. Then kick it up a notch with our new Penalty Punch, a premium beverage loaded with sweet mango popping boba. It's a flavor finish that hits the back of the neck. Get the Red Card Combo for $9.99. Only at Waba Grill.
John Ireland here. You want a vodka that's championship caliber? Look for Blue Ice Vodka at Ralph's, America's largest potato vodka. Double gold rated, just 64 calories an ounce. Classic, Huckleberry, or double espresso. Blue Ice Vodka. Vodka with standards.
Progressive presents the Passionate Sports Fan Checklist. Signed jersey of your favorite bench warmer? Check. 14 bobbleheads that look nothing like the players they're emulating? Check. Twin TVs so you can watch the game on 2 different networks simultaneously? Check. Life-size wall sticker of your favorite player that routinely freaks you out at night? Check. A second life-size wall sticker so after the first one freaks you out, you see the second and you're like, oh right, the wall stickers. Check and mate. Bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive and save on protection for the things on your checklist. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers not available in all states or situations covered subject to policy terms.
In a world parched for excitement, one drink will emerge. Twisted Tea, the refreshing thrill ride of flavor. Recreating its classic role as the hard iced tea that goes down smooth. Twisted Tea doesn't just taste like real iced tea, it's made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol. Taste the adventure with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
The biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland.
Payoff pitch to Rojas.
Hey, this is Miguel Rojas from the Los Angeles Dodgers.
It's back. It's on its way. Out of here. Miguel Rojas.
You're listening to Mason and Ireland Show.
Mason and Ireland rolls on.
There is a Mel Gibson movie where he plays a mafia kingpin that him and James Coburn are the two.
Is it Payback?
Yes.
Okay.
Maria Bello's in that, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
yes.
it's great.
No,
Yeah,
it's a good movie.
Kristofferson's great. By the way, I haven't had a chance to mention this yet. So yesterday was the 30th anniversary of the start of the WNBA. And the first game in the WNBA, way back in 1996, was Rebecca Lobo and the New York Liberty against Lisa Leslie and the LA Sparks. So they made those teams match up again yesterday at Crypto.com Arena. And it came down. The Sparks were down by 2 in the final seconds. Ryan Ruocco on the call. Nika Agumake comes up big.
To go. Here is Wheeler up the floor. Wheeler with 3. Wheeler gives it up. Agumake for the win. You bet. You bet. What a fitting finish to the 30th anniversary game. LA with the walk-off win.
And the crowd went crazy. Everybody mugged her. You know, Andy, she's 35, and she scored 10 of their last 12 points in the fourth quarter. She's basically pulling a LeBron on the women's side. So congratulations to the Sparks. Now, I thought I had heard all of Shaq's Laker stories, but even I didn't know this one. He was on a podcast last week, and he says when the Lakers offered him his $120 million free agent contract, which at the time was the largest a free agent had ever been offered. He was at Magic City, the strip club in Atlanta, getting a lap dance from a girl named Electra.
That checks.
His cell phone rang, and he takes it from there.
Dope man cell phone. You remember that, the big one? So, yeah. So I've been there.
Dope man.
Yeah. Hey, man, need to come. I can't do it right now, boy. I got Electra on the thing. I'm trying. No, you need to come down. So I went. And I opened up the envelope. I never seen so many zeros in my life. It was 120. I was like, I ain't even called my mom and dad. He's like, you got to sign right now. And then a lot of people don't realize if I don't sign that deal, Kobe don't end up in L.A.
What was he going?
He was getting drafted by Charlotte. But I signed the deal. Vlade got traded to Charlotte, and they traded Kobe along with that. If I don't sign that deal, he's not a Laker, I'm not a Laker.
Now, I think his math might be off on the Kobe thing, because with the way I remember it was they traded Vlade for Kobe, and for about 3-4 days they didn't have a center.
Right.
Isn't that the way it went down?
More or less, but I also just doubt Shaq's logic. Like, I don't see why if they don't get Shaq, considering everything Jerry West thought of Kobe's workout, saying it's the best workout I've ever seen, and we were that gung-ho that we're going to draft a 17-year-old guard out of high school. Like, forget just drafting out of high school. Guard was unheard of. I don't see why getting Shaq would have affected that one way or the other. Even if you're trading Vlade, you still had Eldon Campbell on the roster. You find a different center. I think they're drafting or trading for. They essentially drafted Kobe. I think they're doing that regardless.
So I'm in the YouTube chat, and Ruben Flores says, "Isn't Ireland's boat named Electra?" No, Ruben, but that is a great idea, knowing how I feel about hot girls. But you know what's great about Shaq is most athletes wouldn't admit that. I think the reason Shaq and Barkley resonate with so many people is because they'll talk about anything. Barkley will talk about how he blew $1 million last year in a casino. There's a famous story about Barkley getting pulled over by the police, and he said, "Yeah, I was around the corner hooking up with this girl."
Well, I mean,
those guys are just authentic all the time.
Well, also,
some people don't. Some people are uncomfortable when guys tell that story. Like any stories that involve girls, a lot of guys are uncomfortable. But Shaq and Barkley don't care.
I mean, here's the thing too with Shaq. I mean, the stories of his lifestyle, shall we say, very well documented by this point anyway. Like, there's frankly, the idea of I was getting a lap dance when this contract offer came in, by comparison of other stories with Shaq, that's pretty tame.
Right. Like, we used to interview Shaq after, during playoff runs, and we'd say, "What'd you do on the off day?" He goes, "I exhausted all those pay-per-view movies." You know those movies. And we don't go, "No, Shaq, why don't you elaborate?" And he would. He would just elaborate on that.
I do like the one theory from Bill Simmons put out there that why the home court doesn't mean the same in the postseason as it used to be. Like, why traveling isn't as hard is because the guys playing don't have to necessarily go to the clubs in order to meet women. They have their DMs are full. They have dating apps or whatever. I think it's actually kind of an interesting. It's almost like the baby theory. It's like sometimes it's just we're all humans and we need this thing and we need to maybe DM somebody instead of going out to the club.
There used to be a Laker. I will withhold his name for obvious reasons when I tell you the story. That whenever he's not on the team anymore, whenever we would go on a road trip, like let's say we're on a plane and we're flying to Chicago, he would post an airplane taking off with Chicago, and he would do it every time. Like next time we'd go to Seattle, and be like Seattle, Portland, Brooklyn, Miami, and I asked him once, I go, why do you always do that? And he said, "Sending up the bat signal, bro." And I go, "What?" He goes, "I'm single." I go, so he was letting girls know I'm coming. And I think it worked out very well for him.
I imagine that it did.
Yeah, I didn't try it. But then again, my wife would kill me.
Right.
So there you go.
At the beginning of the segment, you mentioned, too, the 30-year anniversary of the WNBA.
Yeah.
Andy, you shared a story with me about when you were covering the NBA kind of early on.
Well, I wasn't covering the WNBA early on. This is like way, way early in even getting started in this industry. It's probably around the year 2000. And I was doing some stringer work for ESPN, the magazine. And I went to a Sparks game, and I was supposed to just ask random questions to different WNBA players. And the player that I requested on the Sparks, I don't remember who it was. It might have been Lisa Leslie because she was the biggest player at the time. But whoever it was, she was in the trainer's room. And I said, "Oh, okay, fine, I'll wait." And whoever was doing PR was like, "Oh, no, you can go in there and talk to her." I'm like, "Are you sure?"
Yeah, they were looking for coverage.
Right. I think they were so worried that if I did not get this player right then, I might not come back and they would miss their coverage in ESPN, the magazine. They let me go in, and like everybody was clothed and whatever. And whoever I interviewed was perfectly nice. I was super uncomfortable because I'm like, I feel like I'm violating your space. I shouldn't be in here. That would not happen with the W now, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's never been more popular, and these franchises that are coming into the league are paying top dollar. It's a really good time to be in the WNBA. All right, when we come back, there is a very weird story going on with the San Francisco Giants that I purposely held until Mace went on vacation, and I'll explain why coming up next. Andy Kamenetsky in for Mace. I'm John Ireland, ESPN LA.
Mornings in LA start with Sedano and Cap.
Has it ever been more evident that the NBA is a young man's game? Look at the Spurs. They're children.
Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN LA.
Like, there's a couple of these dudes that can't even go in and buy a six-pack of beer. So my only thought is, listen, I realize what kind of a year LeBron had. I realize how he carried the Lakers in that series against Houston. But he's twice as old as all these guys. It's a young man's game. If I'm the Lakers ownership, as great as LeBron was down the stretch, he's twice their age. What are we doing? We're not building a championship team by bringing back 42-year-old LeBron James.
Especially not for the amount of money.
But you're also not building a championship team without bringing him back, at least in 2026, 27.
No, you're trying to build for the future.
The Morning Show with Sedano and Cap. Weekdays starting at 7 a.m. on ESPN Los Angeles.
Hyundai gives you America's best warranty on every new vehicle. It includes a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty, plus 24/7 roadside assistance. That's peace of mind from Hyundai. And these days, that's priceless.
Right now, for a limited time, lease a Hyundai Elantra for $199 a month or get $2,000 bonus cash. See your SoCal Hyundai dealer. Hurry, offers end July 6th. Call 714-568-7676 for details.
Getting pulled over for a DUI can be life-altering. Un momento, you're driving to your casa. Next thing you know, un grande problema. Right, Angelica?
Sí, Cappy, and the clock is ticking with solamente 10 días to respond.
10 days is not a lot.
Cappy, the Fix My DUI program helps people move forward after a DUI with support and guidance every step of the way.
If this happens to one of our listeners or someone that they know, what should they do?
No espere y háblanos hoy or visit fixmydui.org.
That's fixmydui.org.
When's the last time payroll was the easy part of your week? With Gusto, it can be. Gusto is the all-in-one platform designed to take the hassle out of managing your team, from payroll and compliance to hiring, onboarding, and more. With Gusto, you can get back 2 full days each month with all the time you've saved. Go to gusto.com today and learn why over 500,000 small businesses choose Gusto. That's GUSTO.com. Gusto.com.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more.
Mason and Ireland.
They say nobody loses like Steve
bastard. Unbelievable.
Oh, it pays to be a loser, people.
On LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN.
If you're a loser, it pays.
Back to the guys.
You know who this is, Andy?
I do know who it is because Emily told us.
All right. This is Meryl Streep, who is celebrating her birthday today. Unless you're a male chauvinist, and we've all been accused of that at various times of our lives, especially me, but in this particular case, I am not. I think it is actually not even close that she is the best living actor or actress on the planet right now, and here's my argument. Overall acting nominations, including supporting actor. Jack Nicholson, 12. 8 lead, 4 supporting. Katharine Hepburn, 12. All lead. Bette Davis, 10. All lead. Meryl Streep, 21. 17 lead, 4 supporting. That's almost twice as many, Andy, as any great actor or actress ever. She is, in the strangest of ways, actually underrated. How old is she today, Em?
She is, I believe, 70.
77 sound right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, still looks great, still doing her thing. Good for her.
She is
Still acting.
She's obviously a great actress. Great story, too, about just Meryl Streep, the person. Years ago, when she was making the movie The Deer Hunter, she was in a relationship with the actor John Cazale, who played Fredo.
Every movie he's in, he's like has turned into like one of the greatest movies of all time.
He only did 5 movies because he died young of, I want to say, brain cancer.
Okay.
But the 5 movies that he made, both the first 2 Godfathers, Dog Day Afternoon, The Conversation, and The Deer Hunter, all nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah, that's a run.
But at the time when he was making The Deer Hunter, Meryl Streep, who at this point was not yet Meryl Streep,
right?
She was dating John Cazale, and the studio involved with The Deer Hunter got word of Cazale's health, and they didn't want to insure him, and they wanted him to be replaced. And Meryl Streep said, if he's out, I'm out.
Good for her.
And then I think Robert De Niro may have ended up putting up some of the insurance money or something like that. But she said, if he's not in this movie, I'm not in this movie.
And you've never heard any bad things about Meryl. No diva-ness, no anything else. She just seems like somebody who cares about her craft, had a long-time partner, and then they have these wonderful daughters, and they're all, almost all of them, actors now.
Yeah, Grace Gummer has had some success. She was just in Love Story, the JFK thing. She played Caroline Kennedy Schlossberg, and
she stole that finale.
Yeah, it was great. Okay, so I mentioned that there was a story I waited for Mason to leave, and we talked about it before he left. He didn't want me to bring this up because it would, for obvious reasons, put him in an incredibly tough spot. And here's the story. It involves the San Francisco Giants. Earlier this month, they celebrated Pride Night, but not all of the players participated. 4 of them instead wrote Bible verses on their hats because they feel strongly about their Christian beliefs. Blake Trinan did a similar thing when the Dodgers celebrated Pride Night.
And Clayton Kershaw.
And Clayton Kershaw wrote a Bible verse on his hat. So it wasn't unprecedented. But, Andy, and you tell me if I'm being naive. I understand that religion, and by the way, the reason Mace can't talk about this is if he comes out in support of the players, he gets killed, for not recognizing the religious freedom of the other players. And if he doesn't, it looks like he's non-supportive. I would argue that this should be handled like Logan Webb talked about after the game. Logan Webb's the most senior pitcher on that staff and is one of their best pitchers. And he said, basically, if you want to celebrate Pride Night, go for it. We live in San Francisco. We have a gay population here that has really struggled. And AIDS hit that town harder than anywhere else. And there are a lot of gay people up there that have suffered for a lot of years. And the Giants feel strongly about Pride Night. But if you don't, if you have strong religious beliefs, if we had a Pride Day here at ESPN LA, I would support it to support Mason. But if somebody else came out and said, you know what, I have strong religious beliefs, I just can't do it, I would say, go ahead, man. You're comfortable. We have to allow, and I think that's what the Giants were trying to do. We have to allow, Andy, religious freedom in the workplace because different people are going to come from different religions. I don't fault the Giants for doing a Pride Night. Matter of fact, the Lakers do one in preseason every year. The Dodgers do one.
Most teams do.
And I don't fault the 4 guys who decided not to do it. What do you think?
I mean, there's a lot of layers to this. First of all, how you define religious freedom. I would personally argue that nobody was interfering with their freedom by having Pride Night because nobody was saying that you can't celebrate however you want or practice your faith however you want. This does not get in the way of your practicing a faith. There's also layers to how you participate or do not participate in Pride Night. If, say, the players that decided they didn't want to be actively a part of Pride Night simply wore a hat that
like the normal hat, but that's what Blake Trinan did, by the way. He just wore a regular Dodger hat instead of the Pride hat.
While people can walk away with conclusions about why you didn't do that, there is still some degree of plausible deniability where you can say, I'm simply not comfortable being a part of this or really being a spokesperson for blank, whatever. When you start putting Bible verses on the hat, that is an act against Pride Night because you are ultimately saying, because of my religious beliefs, I believe that this is wrong. So that's the difference. I got
in an argument with, not an argument, a discussion with a pastor once about this, and what he told me is, I go, well, what happens if you have a gay parishioner come to you, and he says, I just show him in the Scripture where it's not permitted by Scripture, and he said, but he goes, the key to managing situations like this is you got to come from a place of love. He said, you got to come at this like, hey, I understand you're struggling, I understand you want to be a Christian and you're gay, but let me lay it out for you, what the Scripture says, and then whatever decision you come to, I'll try and be supportive. I mean, that's how you do it.
Right.
And that's how you do it.
And look, I'm not looking to get into a deep argument about what the Scripture says or does not say.
Yeah, because when you do, people feel very strongly about religion and they don't give.
Well, I'm just simply not looking to do it because, quite frankly, as somebody raised outside the Christian faith, I'm not the right spokesperson to begin with.
Right.
But again,
and you and I have to work together.
Right.
And I was raised in the Christian faith, and I have
Right.
zero issues with anybody who wasn't.
But the guys putting those Bible verses on their hat, that's not simply declining to participate in Pride Night. That is actively taking a stand against
Which is
Pride
why,
Night.
by the way, Major League Baseball came out and said, "Hey, no verses on the hats, guys. Just don't do it." And now it's getting political, and people are getting
the Department of Justice is
right.
involved.
And
in
now
this
it's
now.
it's getting complicated. All this other stuff. I think that, and again, I'll say this: wherever you work, I'll put this into whatever workplace you're out there. You guys are all out there listening, driving around, whatever workplace you're in. There are people that are going to have different religious beliefs than you. Trust me.
Yeah.
Happens in every single workplace. I'm respectful of them. I expect them to be respectful of me. Let's coexist. If you and I wanted to start a Bible, if I come to you and go, "Hey, Andy, I'm starting a Bible study, and it's Tuesday at 7 o'clock. I just wanted to invite you if you want to come." And you said, "Hey, John, thanks for inviting me. Not my thing. I didn't grow up in the Christian faith. It's not for me, but thank you for inviting me." And then we go back to where we were before.
But the difference, though, with that example is this Bible study group presumably is not going to be publicly televised.
Right.
And it doesn't become an official event of the station or the presentation or whatever.
Right, which is when teams do Pride Nights, and like
Right.
you said, most teams do, it gets a little sticky.
Right.
But
And
I think I'll let you talk a second. I think when Logan Webb came out and said, Matt, I'll just tell you this. I've got somebody I know that works for the Dodgers high up in management. And they said a player came to him and said, came to them and said, I'm not all that comfortable participating in Pride Night. And you know what they said to him? They said, "Great. You be you. Go ahead. We're not going to stop you from doing it. We're trying to make our tent bigger. We're trying to get as many people in here as we can, and we want everybody to feel comfortable."
Right.
Go ahead, Em.
In a moment and a day, like Pride Night tends to be, is a moment of inclusion. It's bringing in fans, especially in sports, that so often feel ostracized. I'm sure Mason could talk about this if he wanted to, but the idea that a lot of people who are in the queer community feel so that getting to sports is just something they can't do. But then
Right.
to be
They've
able
never
to,
felt comfortable in that world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To be able to welcome them into it is a wonderful thing. Again, it expands your fan base, but also makes them feel part of the city, feels the community that sports can make us feel. And I feel like when you put the Bible verse right next to it, it's like an us versus them. It's like
maybe a little, but
it feels like I don't support you, therefore I'm going to remind you why I don't support you.
What I would say, I had no problem with baseball coming out and say, "Hey, you can't." And by the way, they made a point of saying this. We're not attacking the message, whatever it is. We don't want you writing "Hi, Dad" on your hat.
Right.
We don't want you to say "Happy Birthday, Andy." Emily, good luck at the wedding.
They're consistent about that stuff.
Like it's the same thing in the NFL. Remember, Jim McMahon got fined because he used to write on his headband. You guys, Brian and Emily, you guys are too young, but when the Bears were the biggest thing going in the 80s, they had that Super Bowl shuffle team, and they took over the city of Chicago. And Jim McMahon would write, he wore a headband underneath his helmet, and he would write messages on the headband. At one point, he got fined for it, so he wrote the word Rozelle, because Pete Rozelle was the commissioner. And everybody wondered what he was going to do in the Super Bowl. And he wrote, and he knew he was going to get fined, and he wrote JDF Cure, Juvenile Diabetes Foundation Cure. They fined him anyway, and fans paid his fine.
Right.
So, I mean, there's ways you can manage this, but I feel like people are trying to make, as Emily said, trying to make this an us versus them thing when it doesn't have to be. That's why I brought it up.
It definitely doesn't have to be. But again, I think
But the placement, having it right next to the pride flag, does make it feel like it is an us versus
I get it. But so I was okay with MLB saying no more messages, and I was okay with the guys who didn't want to wear the pride hats. And I was, if I was doing it, and Mace said, "Hey, we're doing Pride Day at ESPN LA. Will you participate?" I would do it to support him.
Right.
I also think there's a different thing too that you can put it on the bill of your hat. Where only you can see it. Oh, I can look up, and this is what the verse that I equating to. But having it outside so everyone can see it is for public consumption of you
and
saying
that's
I
the
don't
debate.
agree with it.
Yeah, that's the debate going on in San Francisco.
Again, it is, if we're being honest about this, the act of writing those Bible verses on the hat is a proactive stance against Pride Night. Like, it's not even declining to participate. It's an active stance against it. That's what they're bothering to do when writing on the hat. And I'm not even, at the time, at this moment, I'm not even trying to say that I think they're wrong, even though I think full disclosure, everybody would know. I do think they're wrong.
Right.
But separate issue, I'm just talking about the act of what they did.
Okay.
The act of what they did is against Pride Night.
Okay, so that's it for the serious portion of the show. I just wanted to get that out there. Coming up next is Fast Track. We're also keeping an eye on NBA news. The Lakers are involved in about 8 different rumors. The biggest rumor in the NBA right now is that Giannis will be traded sometime. It's almost 2:00, sometime in the next 27 hours before the draft starts. Most NBA experts think Giannis is going to be traded. Shams Charania thinks it's going to be a 1-for-1 thing. Other people think other teams will get involved. And when other teams get involved, the Lakers always mention, Andy, because they have cap space, right? Yeah. That's why they do it. Mm-hmm. And so we're keeping an eye on all of it.
It's interesting, too. I heard Sean Highkin, really good writer, covers the Blazers specifically. He's done it for years. He's got a really good Substack. I think it's called the Rose Garden Report. But he noted how this deal may begin as, say, the Bucks and Boston or the Bucks and Milwaukee. By the time the draft is over,
like last year where seven teams got involved,
it can expand. So technically, Shams may be correct at this moment. What happens at this moment in this trade may not ultimately end up the final result.
Okay, coming up. Fast Track. Brian's got stuff for us. Emily's got stuff for us. We'll tackle it all next. ESPN LA.
DeMarco and Travis have taken over Afternoon Drive.
Rams GM Les Snead joining us here on DeMarco and Travis. You mentioned, Myles Garrett, superpowers. Another guy with superpowers. When was the last time you talked to Aaron Donald?
Weekdays starting at 3 p.m.
I'm not one to get involved in the metaverse a lot, but, some people have definitely shared some of what's being said out there on these technological platforms. So
Les, he's out there benching like 150-pound dumbbell.
He looks pretty good.
He's teasing all of us.
Yeah. Every time I've seen Aaron and anytime there's a video posted, I can say this. I do think he has snaps left in his body. Knowing Aaron wants to be the best if he was to ever take another snap. So it's been cool to see Aaron get excited. He's still a big Rams fan. He still communicates with Sean. So it's awesome that he's excited about this move.
Afternoons with DeMarco and Travis starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN. The all-new ESPN LA app. And live on YouTube.
Call Jacob. Hey, it's Mace.
And I'm Ireland.
After a crash, you are on the spot. You got to make the right decisions.
So count on peace of mind. Count on Jacob. Here's what I mean. 800-345-6789. Mace, you just count to 9.
Exactly. Count on a plan. Count on a team that moves fast. Count on Jacob. Accident or injury. Call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob. 1-800-345-6789. Call Jacob.
Morongo giving away 3 Corvette Stingrays? Finally, a sporty 2-seater for me and my ego. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
Fireworks the 26th. Performers, bonus giveaways, and carnival games. June 26th through 28th. The fun continues July 3rd through 5th.
Number 2.
Rev up for the Stingray giveaway. Be here June 28th for 3 chances to win.
And the number 1 reason.
Don't pay high prices for gas. Morongo's Travel Center prices are the lowest priced gas around.
Good times.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This Father's Day, do more with Dad and spend less with low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. Get him fired up with a new grill and accessories, like the Next Grill 5-burner for just $299, so you can spend more time together while he becomes the grill master he was always meant to be. Or build memories with savings on top brand power tools so you can tackle projects side by side. Gift more and do more together this Father's Day with help from the Home Depot. Exclusions apply. See HomeDepot.com/price match for details.
Looking for a vodka with standards? Blue Ice delivers. American-made from Idaho potatoes, gluten-free, non-GMO, and only 64 calories an ounce. Enjoy the classic Huckleberry with lemonade or award-winning double espresso. Blue Ice vodka, premium taste, nothing extra.
The home of the Lakers. And now the home of the Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 9 a.m. to noon. KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
And it is 2 p.m. in the Southland on the biggest show on the radio, Mason in Ireland.
And it is time for Fast Track.
Fast Track. The return of Fast Track, driven by our friends at Cerritos Auto Square. Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutoSquare.com.
Time for Fast Track.
Down low is 350Q, 3.25 horsepower, 4-speed, 410 gears, 10 coats of competition orange, hand rubbed lacquer with a blue plane manifold, full race cams.
Fast Track on Mason in Ireland.
Time for Fast Track. Take it away, Mace.
All right, no Mace today. Andy Kamenetsky in for him. They are underway in Philadelphia, France and Iraq. France, considered by many to be the number 1 overall seed in the tournament. Kylian Mbappe is on the field, so we're keeping an eye on that. Zoom, Em.
All right, so I read this article this morning, and I thought it was just kind of funny. So it was a look inside Ty Simpson and how he's preparing to be potentially the second string quarterback for the Rams. So he is just taking in a lot of knowledge right now, and that's his main job right now. So he says that he will record himself talking through the plays that Sean McVay and the staff there have talked him through. And so he will listen to himself call these plays before he goes to bed, when he wakes up in the morning, as he's driving to practice. And so it's just this loop of his own voice going through these plays. And I know we've all heard like the Matthew Stafford talking through one of Sean McVay's plays. Like they're like 25 words long.
Right.
But I don't know if I could listen to my own voice that much. So do you guys enjoy the sound of your own voice?
Well, everyone who listens to the show would say I'm very guilty of that at all times. But I never go back and watch or listen to games or shows, or even when I was a TV sportscaster, I never went back and watched shows. Once I've done it, I don't want to relive it again. How about you?
I actually do listen back, in particular to my unnamed podcast, in part because I want to make sure that it's...
they don't want you to name it?
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
I can name it. Locked on Lakers. Check it out.
You
Go.
can.
There it is.
And you just did.
Okay.
I often am listening back to it because I'm editing it. So I want to make sure that the edits are correct. And also, too, I think it's a useful exercise. I do listen to it, though, on 1.5 speed because I'm not a narcissist.
Trudell listens to all his podcasts on 1.5 speed. I can't get there.
1.5 speed is generally, for me, either air checking myself and my brother, or if I'm listening to something more for research, for work, as opposed to something that I want to make sure I'm taking it in.
Yeah.
From there, it's usually 1 to 1.3 because, got a lot going on, John. Expediency.
Bubba in the YouTube chat would like to know, does your podcast have a YouTube component for the sickos who like to watch?
It does.
I figured as much. Do you ever go back and listen to the show? I don't.
Occasionally I'm almost like forced to by my sister when she drives me around because she's a loyal listener, and so she wants to listen to it. But
your sister's a P1?
Which sister?
Claire.
Claire, hi.
Hey, Claire.
Claire's the one who just got married, right?
No, Maggie just got married.
Maggie just got married, so she's not. I hope she's not listening. BC, you ever go back? You have to put the podcast up there. Do you ever go back and listen to it?
Not very often.
Yeah, me
I always
either.
think it's kind of weird when I hear myself talking. It's kind of jarring.
Yeah, it is. It is weird. All right, BC, what do you got?
Fast Track.
One of the things going viral around this World Cup, all the fans in America trying the food, trying these different places the first time. There's a big community online of the foreigners trying ranch for the first time, ranch dressing specifically.
Okay. Lisa sent me a picture of, when you go through TSA at security. Did you see this?
Yeah, so that's just part of my question
All
here.
Right,
is
go ahead.
So
I hijacked your question.
TSA has pretty much come out and said, hey, you can't, with these big bottles, you have to go with check bags, and you can't carry these on the plane.
Right.
And also, Kraft has come out afterwards and said, hey, we're going to start trying to produce these
in 3-ounce bottles.
Right, so then you can carry around kind of things like that. What's this, fascination with ranch?
I'm so glad you brought this up. Andy, this just missed me. Do people love ranch? And when you see this picture,
yes,
it is trash cans and trash cans full of ranch dressing. I mean, it's like is this a foreign thing? Are people in the United States like this? What is going on?
Ranch is a very American with a capital America type thing. Like, ranch is very much of this country and this country only.
Okay, dumb question here. I'm assuming this is not just being used for salad dressing.
No,
right?
you're dipping everything in it.
Well, because here's the thing, too. What is one of the biggest uses of ranch dressing? For dipping wings. What are wings? Another very America type thing. Like all the tentacles of ranch dressing eventually swing back to America, and these visitors from all over the world for the World Cup, they are experiencing America and ranch for the first time.
Wait a minute. Certified ranchaholic, I am so in favor of this. If I went to Europe, I would need a couple things. I need ice, I need air conditioning, and I need ranch. And I specifically like the ranch-style Hidden Valley Ranch packets you can get. Combine it with...
Well, you can take those through TSA, right?
Exactly, but you don't have the access to the buttermilk and the mayonnaise that you need in equal amounts. You need equal amounts buttermilk, equal amounts mayonnaise to make the perfect Wingstop-style ranch. Wingstop has the best ranch of anybody ever. Wingstop ranch, you can get it in vats.
And back to my original point. Wings, ranch, America.
I'm like, this completely missed me. I didn't know people walk around with their own. Like, Michael walks around with his own ketchup, but he takes those little ones off the airplane. But apparently, a lot of people do this with ranch.
And I also have very strong opinions about ranch, obviously. But there are certain ranch that I will never touch, and it's like, oh, this is gross. No, thank you. But Wingstop by far number one in the clubhouse. Chili's. Also very good ranch. Basically anywhere where that fat content is very high, you're probably going to have a pretty good ranch.
Brian, are you a ranch consumer? I don't use it that much.
Yeah, I like it with onion rings. I feel like it's my go-to with some ranch.
Man, in Idaho, my favorite restaurant in Idaho has the greatest onion rings. I normally don't break down and cave, but they are so good.
Onion rings are really good.
Yeah. Okay, so I wanted to get to the story in case you guys didn't see it earlier. Big breaking news right before we came in the air today that the Dallas Mavericks have hired Dusty May, the head coach at Michigan, to be the head coach of the Mavericks. And the reason I wanted to kind of bring this up and kick it around a little bit is, Andy, you and I are living examples of this. Life can turn on a dime. You could be living your life going down a certain road, pretty confident of where you're going, and all of a sudden, left turn, right turn. A new opportunity comes up. A current opportunity goes away. Dusty May, who got the Dallas Mavericks head coaching job today, 2 years ago, 2024, was the head coach at Florida Atlantic. He took them on a magic carpet ride. They made the Final Four. Remember, Juwan Howard was the coach at Michigan, long time, Fab Five member, very, one of their most famous alums. They decided to fire Juwan Howard, and they hired this young upstart coach from Florida Atlantic, Dusty May. He goes 64-13 in 2 years at Michigan. He had been recruited for other college jobs, didn't take any. And apparently the Mavericks also went to John Shire, the coach at Duke, and tried to get him. This is a risky move, Andy. Nobody's gone straight from college to the pros since John Beilein did it in 2019 when he was a Michigan coach, and he didn't even last a year.
Yeah.
I actually like this Dusty May hire, and more importantly, for my selfish purposes, I think it means now it signals youth movement in Dallas. I think it puts Klay Thompson available for a team looking for a shooter. Lakers are. Maybe he goes back to the Warriors, finishes his career with Steph.
I think the Warriors make more sense than the
More
Lakers.
importantly, the guy I really am eye on is Daniel Gafford, who was Luka's number one lob threat when the Mavs went to the finals in 2024. They have 3 centers now down there for now, and the draft's tomorrow. They could take more. And Adem Mara, who used to be at UCLA, played at Michigan for Dusty May this year. They could always take him. All of a sudden, Daniel Gafford's in play. Lakers have cap space. Am I connecting dots that might happen, or am I pipe dreaming?
I think with Clay, that's a pipe dream. I don't think he, frankly, makes much sense for the Lakers at all.
But I think he's out of there, right?
I would imagine he's out of there.
Which is what I want more. I mean, Michael really wants him to be somewhere where they're competing.
I mean, he wanted to be in Dallas because he's right. It's safe to say that ship done sailed.
Yeah.
I think Daniel Gafford is a more logical dot to connect. I think he makes sense. I consider Gafford more of a super high-end backup than an ideal starter, but he does have that connection with Luka. What would be really interesting, though, is does Daniel Gafford meet Luka's standard for what was reported he wants an A-list center? I don't think most people consider Daniel Gafford to be A-list.
But he's a solid B.
He's a solid B, and if nothing else, maybe he is a better backup for the eventual A-list or close to A-list center they bring in.
Well, I think Jackson Hayes is going to be on the team. He just got Slovenian citizenship. Yep. That is a power move if you're Jackson Hayes.
Por vida.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he may have surpassed Bronny as the most likely guy not to get cut.
Zadravo Jackson.
But I actually would love Daniel Gafford to the Lakers. I think he'd be a perfect fit here.
I don't think he's the last piece at that position, but do I think he's an upgrade over Jackson Hayes as a backup? Yeah, I do.
All right, coming up next, more Fast Track. And also, we'll start the countdown. I made Andy, Brian, and Emily come up with the 5 greatest albums of all time. I'm curious if we're going to have any overlap. I think I'm going to have one overlap with Andy and maybe one with Emily. We'll get into that after Fast Track. Also, we'll mention the Clippers have the 5th pick tomorrow night, at least for now, unless they come out and take it away. But that doesn't seem like it's happening. I don't think they're in any hurry to announce any Kawhi Leonard aspiration-related penalty. Maybe in 2035.
Well, the problem for the league, I think other than they're just nervous about how to rule, I think they also are very hyper-conscious of we don't want to usurp attention away from blank event like the NBA Finals.
Or the draft.
Or free agency. And the NBA is a year-long sport. They're starting, though, to run up against a timeline where these other teams are going to be like, we need to know what's going on with the Clippers' 5th pick.
And what if Kawhi's getting suspended?
Right. Like, we need to know.
Yeah, I don't think they're doing anybody
Or what if his contract's voided? Like, let's say he's not getting suspended, but his contract is voided. There's a big difference between trading for Kawhi Leonard on that deal versus getting him as a street free agent.
Right. I just think they've got to wrap it up.
Yep.
Like Adam Silver admitted as much at his NBA Finals press conferences that it's time to wrap it up. Hey, NBA, wake up. All right, more Fast Track next. Andy in for Mason in Ireland, ESPN LA.
It is Fast Track on Mason in Ireland on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and always on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles, driven by Cerritos Auto Square.
And it is time for Fast Track.
Fast Track.
Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutosquare.com.
Time for Fast Track.
More Fast Track next.
ESPN LA may sound one way on AM.
But you know where it sounds best?
You guessed it, crystal clear digital audio.
Crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA wherever you get your apps.
And you can always watch LA's mega sports station live or on demand on our YouTube channel at ESPN Los Angeles.
Not sure what to do this week? The answer is always Cosm. Here's your Cosm calendar for the week of June 22nd. The 2026 FIFA World Cup is what everyone is talking about, and there are Hall and Dome tickets available, but many games are sold out. So get on it. To secure your FIFA World Cup tickets, visit Cosm.com now before all the tickets are gone and see history happen. And speaking of history, it's been 25 years since Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone debuted, and there's no better way to celebrate than experiencing Harry Potter in virtual reality. And while enjoying your magical trip to Hogsworth, make your experience even more unforgettable with some Harry Potter staples like bottled butterbeer, house-made shepherd's pie, chocolate frogs, and Bertie Bott's every flavored beans. Don't forget the Cosm deck is amazing on a warm summer's night while sipping on your favorite cocktail or ice-cold beer. All the fun and all the excitement for sports and entertainment is at Cosm. Don't be left out. Visit Cosm.com and lock in your next trip to Cosm today. And that's your Cosm calendar for this week. That's your Cosm calendar.
Hyundai gives you America's best warranty on every new vehicle. It includes a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty, plus 24/7 roadside assistance. That's peace of mind from Hyundai. And these days, that's priceless.
Right now, for a limited time, lease a Hyundai Elantra for $199 a month or get $2,000 bonus cash. See your SoCal Hyundai dealer. Hurry, offers end July 6th. Call 714-568-7676 for details.
Looking for paint that actually lasts? Vista Paint delivers expert quality, rich color, and pro-trusted durability, backed by over 60 years of experience. From your home to your next big project, we've got you covered. Vista Paint, since 1956.
Skechers elite athlete OG Anunoby has been making history on the basketball court.
Anunoby tips it in. Unbelievable. What a shot.
He's been balling out in Skechers high-performance basketball sneakers, and the world is noticed. But how does OG train off the court to keep in peak physical condition? Hands-free Skechers Slip-ins Aeroburst. They help prepare OG for the physical demands of playing at a championship level. Get your pair of Aeroburst for only $165 at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever high-performance running shoes are sold.
If Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea was your best friend, it would be the kind of friend that starts an impromptu dance party in the supermarket aisle that turns into an all-day pool party rager at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea turns any day into a legendary adventure. It's smooth and refreshing real iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Fast Track.
And it is Fast Track on 710 ESPN. Mason and Ireland on the all-new ESPN LA app, 7:10 a.m. and always on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles. Fast Track now back in the 2 p.m. hour on Mason and Ireland, driven by Cerritos Auto Square. Why do more people buy their car at Cerritos Auto Square than from any other location in Southern California? Easy. With 24 dealerships side by side, car shoppers can find the right car at the right price at the right location. Cerritos Auto Square. Learn more at CerritosAutoSquare.com. Once again, back to Fast Track and back to Mason and Ireland on 710.
All right, if you don't want to know an update on the France-Iraq game, turn it off for a second. 3, 2, 1. Kylian Mbappe just scored another goal. He's now got 11 goals in his last 12 games. 1-0 France. We'll keep you posted. Zoom, zoom, Em.
And you know how Messi just broke the record for most goals in a career in a World Cup?
Yeah.
Mbappe's going to pass him. Like, he's even close right now.
Yeah, and by the way, that was just a laser. Left-footed from just outside the box. Just beautiful.
We are just getting treated today. We had Messi to start the day. We're going to have Mbappe today. We're going to have Erling Haaland later today. It's going to be one of those days.
Yeah, and all these stars are showing up. When they all their first games, they all had multiple goals, too.
Yeah.
Right.
So my Fast Track is my favorite Twitter account right now. Do you guys know about NBA Central? It's a place in which people
but
can...
it's not real, right?
Well, but it's not necessarily what I'm talking about. So NBA Central aggregates things. Okay, so they aggregate people's talking. What I like is there's an account called Westeros Central, which is about
Yes, I've seen
Game of Thrones / House of the Dragon / Night of the Seven Kingdoms. But they tweet like they're tweeting about the NBA. So, for example, I'm not going to spoil it, but there is a battle that happened last night. There's a battle that happened. A person participating in the battle, they line up a picture of that person with their stats, quote unquote, from the battle, like an NBA player. So as a love of the crossing of these two, it's amazing. But what I'm going to ask you about, so there's, Pop Crave, there's NBA Central, there is all like ML Football, all these aggregation websites. Do you want to know who's behind them? Or is there a person behind them?
You think it might be AI?
Not AI, but there might be like multiple people behind them, might be helped by AI to make some of these. Do you want to know who's behind like NBA
There's
Central?
a very funny parody account just called God, G-O-D.
Yeah, it's funny.
That if you're not following, like Mbappe will score a goal and the God account will go, I gave him that left foot for a reason, blah, blah, blah. But no, Andy, social media can be very, very toxic. And you just mentioned you have a 15-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Do you monitor her social media or let her just do what she wants?
I would say I semi-monitor it. Like, I realize if I go...
Do you have access to her accounts? Like, if you wanted to go in there and see what she was writing and what people are writing to her, could you? Or do you trust her?
I trust her. I don't want to go there unless I feel like I have to, because once you press that button, it's going to get messy.
Right.
And I don't want to start making her feel like she needs to hide things from me. So for the time being, I'm not going there. I will say this. The Instagram account that I check in most with is hers.
Yeah. I've told you guys before, and I've talked openly about this, that in the old days when Twitter, I used to play a trick on Ramona where she would use the studio computer and she would leave her Twitter account open. She'd forget to close it. And then I'd go in there and write, Steve Mason and John Ireland are my radio mentors. They've taught me everything I know. And the best decision I ever made was to go to Cal, go Bears. And then all her friends went, why are you tweeting? But it gave me the ability to read her mentions and the vitriol. And even sometimes I've been trying to check in on the YouTube chat more because I think that when we're in there, we take the temperature down a little bit. But if we're not in there, man, is it bad.
Look, we were not meant as a human species to be this connected to this many people and to be able to communicate with largely no ramifications whatsoever, often the ability to communicate anonymously. And this is not healthy for us at all.
That being said, I do want to know who runs Westerosi Central because I want to give you
because you're
your
enjoying it so much, right? BC, what do you got?
All right, so this clip I'm going to play you about 45 seconds from a post-tennis match last week. Courtine Motat got fined $40,000 for this. $40,000. Take a listen. Just tell me, if you were the reporter, how would you play this?
142 mile an hour second serve. How tough is it to return that?
That's so frustrating. When I had the match point, I was on the second serve. Okay, you aim in the middle. Whatever you do, you just put the ball in the court, and then he hates me 142. I was like, I would have to serve, and I would have to.
No F-bombs, please. No. Right, Corentin, I'm going to ask you one more question. Apologies, everyone, for the language there. I'm going to ask you one more question, so please keep it clean, okay? You on the grass last week, unfortunately, didn't go your way. What's it like to get your first victory? Okay. Corentin,
after the first time, as a reporter, you got to cut it there, right? She tried to say this.
Brian, it's interesting you bring this up. I have a very famous moment in my career. Matter of fact, you can probably pull it up if you go into YouTube and you just type Shaq swears. I'm working a game in Toronto, and it is Andy. They are fouling each other. The final score of this game was 84-83. That's how physical this game got. And on the last play, Vince Carter comes barreling down the lane when he was playing for the Raptors, and Shaq just puts him on his ass. And I had this, I'm only allowed to grab a Laker player if they win. So they won. John Black, the PR director, says, "You got Shaq." I walk up to Shaq, and this happens.
I know you were frustrated at how the officiating went down the stretch there, but you guys pulled it out and was a big win.
David Stern wonder why the league is losing money. That's why. People pay good money to come watch these athletes play, and they try to take over the game.
Shaq, we're on live. I know. Let me ask you this.
Okay, so first he said try to take over the effing game. And then I said, Shaq, we're on live. And he said, I don't give a blank. You'll notice that Brian, right, though, he did it to me twice. Under the Brian Cohen theory, I should have ejected. But I realized in my own head, the number one way you can calm down a post-game interview, this is for any of you aspiring sideline reporters out there, Trudell's very good at this, ask them about their teammates. Mm-hmm. If you ask them about their teammates, they will say nice things. So if we would have kept that interview rolling, I would have said, hey, Rick Fox and Derek Fisher were critical in this game. I don't think you win this game without them, do you? And he goes, both been great. So I let him do another minute where he was clean, hoping that they would forgive him for the first two transgressions. I was wrong. They suspended him for the next game in Indiana. By missing one game, he got fined $300,000. He issued an apology, and it went away. And I walked to the back of the plane, and I went, Shaq, I feel terrible. I kind of feel like this is my fault. I don't have $300,000. And he looks at me, and he goes, not your fault. He goes, I'd do it again. He goes, interview me after the next game. And John's like, you're not interviewing him after the next game. Andy, in the heat of the moment, people are going to use foul language. I think we overreact to it.
Well, I mean, the FCC rules are the FCC rules. I think they are due for an updating, given everything that flies around social media and how antiquated what the FCC monitors is compared to the modern world. But the rules are what they are. That being said, though, Shaq was correct. He knew exactly what he was doing. He basically was making an active decision to pay $300,000 to make a point.
Yeah.
Like it was a business investment and probably a tax write-off.
But Brian, you asked an interesting question. If you're the reporter, do you bail out after two? Should I have bailed out after two?
No, I think you actually diffused it really well. You changed the subject, but you kept him there.
Yeah, I don't think people care about cursing. I might be wrong, but I just don't think they care. All right, let's pivot. I asked everybody, we've been teasing this all day. I asked everybody last Wednesday or Thursday, Andy sent me a note, and he said, Carole King's Tapestry album turns 55 today. Carole King Tapestry is one of my 5 favorite albums of all time. It is on my list. I asked Andy, Brian, and Emily. Now, here's how we're equating this. It's your list. I'm not asking for what other people think of the best 5 albums. I'm not asking for critical acclaim. If you were stuck on a desert island and could only listen to 5 albums, which 5 would you listen to? Andy, I gave one of mine, Carole King Tapestry. Give me one of yours.
One of mine?
Yeah, anyone you want.
I will give you one of mine. Radiohead Kid A.
Good one. Wow. Like, I'm mad I didn't think of it. Em, give me one of yours.
All right, one of mine. It's do you want me to give the number I gave it?
No, you don't have to rank them in order at all.
Okay.
But
mine are not ranked.
I will say the one that is my older pick is going to be All Things Must Pass, George Harrison.
That is so good. BC, give me one.
The rare yours. Triple album.
Bob Marley and the Wailers, Exodus.
Of course. And
greatest album ever.
That's on Michael Thompson's list. Okay, we'll fill out the rest of the list next. What are yours? Greatest albums of all time, and then we'll roll into Game of Games. Emily's game is her last show before she leaves for her your best friend's wedding. That's a movie you could watch on the plane. That's a great movie. Highly underrated. And remember that Dermot Mulroney played a sports writer, Andy. He was covering the White Sox in Chicago. I think it was like a Sports Illustrated writer, right?
I haven't
when he was
seen
marrying Cameron Diaz.
I haven't seen it in so long.
And Cameron Diaz's dad was the owner of the White Sox. That's what I want to marry into. I fell in love with the San Diego State girl. Where's my girl with a trust fund? Greatest albums ever next, ESPN LA. Oh, Blue Ice. I get to talk about Blue Ice. My buddy Tom Gibson, who runs Blue Ice, Tom taught me more about vodka than I've ever learned. The number one thing he taught me is most classic great vodkas are all made from corn. Blue Ice is made from potatoes, and that's what makes it unique. It's the finest vodka sourced from Idaho potatoes and pure Snake River aquifer water. It's smoother, it's creamier, it has no burn, it's gluten-free, made from non-GMO potatoes, no added sugar, 64 calories an ounce, comes in 3 flavors. Blue Ice Classic, Double Espresso, and Huckleberry, which is Idaho's state fruit. I get mine at Ralph's, but it's available at all places where vodka is sold. Most of your famous bars and restaurants have it. If they don't have it, ask them to get it. And a reminder, their commemorative bottle celebrating their 25th anniversary just happens to drop at the same time USA is celebrating its 250th birthday. If you're going to a 4th of July barbecue, you're going to somebody's house, and you're looking to bring some liquor, give them a gift, pick up a bottle of Blue Ice with that red, white, and blue bottle. Blue Ice Vodka, because taste matters. ESPN LA.
DeMarco and Travis have taken over Afternoon Drive.
Ice Cube's join us here on DeMarco and Trav.
Weekdays starting at 3 p.m.
Of all the amazing things that you've been a part of, where does opening up the World Series against the Yankees kind of land for you? And then on top of that, coming out after they won the World Series again and you get to bring out the trophy, just where does that fall?
It's extremely high. You know, I've been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I got a star on the Walk of Fame, you know, hands in the concrete at the Chinese man. But, you know, as a fan of the Dodgers since I was knee-high to a horsefly, I was, you know, just fanning out inside. I had to keep it cool and rock the house, but I was like, this is the coolest thing that's happened to me in a long, long, long time.
Afternoons with DeMarco and Travis starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and live on YouTube.
The next great story in Los Angeles is happening in Glendale. Hyundai of Glendale is now open. Lease a new 2026 Hyundai Palisade SC for just $299 a month. Plus, enjoy owner's assurance and America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Call 818-222-8000 or visit HyundaiofGlendale.net. $299 per month plus tax. Closed in lease for 24 months. $39.99 total due at signing plus government fees and taxes. On approved above average credit through HMF. Zero security deposit. 75 miles per year. 20 cents per excess miles. Expire 6/30/26.
This summer's biggest football watch party experience is happening at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa. Catch every Mexico and USA match live, surrounded by non-stop game day energy, passionate fans, drink specials, surprise giveaways, grab fire asada tacos, slow braised quesadilla, fresh ceviches, warm churros, and more while you cheer on your team with the entire Mercado. Mercado Gonzalez, your soccer fan paradise this summer. Join us every Mexico and USA match at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa, where every match tastes better.
Progressive knows you think the grass is always greener, like maybe you ride a motorcycle. But today, it's raining. So you wish you had an RV, but if you did, you'd have to listen to some guy parked next to you at a campsite plays acoustic guitar. Now, before you start wishing you had a boat, remember, your brother-in-law would invite himself every weekend.
Permission to come aboard, Captain?
But one thing that is greener is the money you could save when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They're not just window and door experts. They're experts at taking care of you and your home. At Pella, they find the products that meet your needs and their experts install them. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Discover why Pella is a trusted choice for homeowners everywhere. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. That's Pella.com/Eisen.
And it is Mason and Ireland, the OGs of LA Sports Radio.
Like, that's the problem in the world, is there aren't enough happy shows, fun shows.
Mason and Ireland.
710 ESPN.
This is not Supernatural from Carlos Santana. It's not on my list, but very well could be. Excellent choice. Why are we playing this?
Because, Brian, Clive Davis?
Clive Davis, yeah.
That's right. I'm glad you brought that up, Em. Thank you. Clive Davis passed away at age 94 today. It's another thing that kind of tied us into this music. Andy caught it this morning. And without Clive Davis, we get no Billy Joel, we get no Whitney Houston, we get no Carlos Santana. He was responsible for most of the big hits of the 80s and 90s.
I mean, he worked with a staggering amount of artists, everything from Barry Manilow to Miles Davis.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a true legend.
And Whitney was probably his most successful artist. She dominated the 80s and 90s before she died, and he gets a lot of credit for discovering her. But going back to it, if you're just joining us, Andy and I text a lot, just sports stuff and jokes and memes.
Best friends.
Well, it's interesting because we disagree about a lot of stuff, but one thing that we have in common is we both have really eclectic music tastes.
Yep.
And so last week he sends me this note. He goes, hey, Carole King Tapestry 55
because
today.
I know how much you love that album.
And I said, one of the top 5 albums of all time. And then I rattled off my list. And Andy goes, wow, I've never thought about making a list. I go, well, think about it now because we're doing it on Monday.
Do we want to start with our honorable mentions before we get into our top 5? Like the ones that didn't make the list?
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, and what's your honorable mentions?
Okay, honorable mentions from me. To Pimp a Butterfly from Kendrick Lamar. It was just barely outside of it. A little dense to make my top 5. Heard It in a Past Life from Maggie Rogers. I'm a huge fan of her music. I came out in 2019. This band called Muna. It's their self-entitled album called Muna. If you haven't heard of them, they're awesome. They're like a...
Hey, spell it.
Muna.
Okay.
And then last one for me as my honorable mention is The Empty Northern Atmosphere by Gregory Alan Isaacoff, and I'm actually seeing him tomorrow in Jackson.
Excellent. Oh, good for you. My 5, Andy, I would be completely comfortable with my second 5 replacing my first 5. That's how much. That's how hard this was for me. So I'll just rattle them off. Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, just missed, but is an unbelievable album. If somebody had it on their list, I would not blame them. Born to Run, another one. I'm a huge Springsteen guy. Just missed the cut. Abbey Road by the Beatles, just missed the cut. Joshua Tree, U2. And for my money, maybe the most underrated album of all time, just missed my top 5, Full Moon Fever by Tom Petty.
Those are all excellent albums.
All right, what are your honorable mentions?
Okay, and I could not narrow it down to just 5. I told you this exercise was
pick
torturous.
5 and rattle them off.
No, I got to name them all because otherwise I'm going to get caught up.
Wait, we have Game of Games.
I know, but
up.
otherwise I'm going to get too caught up in trying to figure out which. Okay, my honorable mentions were Beastie Boys, Paul's Boutique, Rolling Stones, Exile on Main Street, Funkadelic, Maggot Brain, David Bowie, Station to Station.
Oh, so good.
Replacements, Tim, Miles Davis, Smiles, Talking Heads, Stop Making Sense, Curtis Mayfield, the soundtrack to Superfly.
Great call.
And this one's going to surprise you. Purple Rain, Prince.
Didn't make your list.
That is surprising. I thought I was going to make the list.
See, okay, Brian, what were your?
Did
you do honorable mentions?
Yeah, I got 3 of them.
Okay,
that kind of left
off.
Chance the Rapper, his Acid Rap
album,
pretty good.
Yes.
Nas and Damian Marley did an album together, Distant Relatives.
Well, I think it'd be perfect for you.
Oh, it's beautiful. And then Young the Giant, their first album, Young the Giant, like their title.
Okay, so the thing I love about this game is, by the end of it, I'd be completely comfortable with any of your lists. You know, it's like my list I like, but your lists are good.
I'm seeing in the chat right now, Ruben Flores, AK, is serious about this list. It is possible that I did more prep work for this than any. I mean, I've been with this station off and on for 15 or so years. I've hosted my own shows. I have possibly put more prep work into this than anything else.
So let's go to our number 2. I thought for sure that this was going to be my common with you. Purple Rain's in my top 5 of all time. That's second on my list. What's second on your list?
Okay, and this is, by the way, it's not ranking.
No,
it's
just 5.
Purple Rain was a difficult cut. I went with Prince, Sign of the Times.
Very good.
It's an excellent album and double album, so I get more Prince.
There you go. Em, what's your second one?
And so I approached this as I'm trying to do all the different genres I possibly could. So I tried to not do multiple things of one genre. So All Things Must Pass was my first, but my second one is my Taylor Swift album that I put on here. And my Taylor Swift album I chose was her album Folklore. It came out during the pandemic. She kind of wrote it in the pandemic. It's her most lyrically beautiful album, I think, and one of her best constructed. And she did win Album of the Year.
Is that the only Taylor Swift album on your 5?
It is.
Okay, Brian, what's your second one?
Second one, Grateful Dead, American Beauty.
Great album.
Yep.
Start to finish.
Great album.
Listen to it through anytime.
All right, number 3 for me, Michael Jackson, Thriller. I thought this might be on one of your lists, but I'm not sure. Andy, did Thriller make your cut?
It did not, and I would have Off the Wall ahead of Thriller.
They're both great.
They're both really good, but I would have Off the Wall ahead of it. So in addition to Sign of the Times, and for those who missed it, I had Radiohead, Kid A.
Yeah.
The Police, Ghost in the Machine.
They were my toughest cut because I'm a huge thing. I have more Police in my library against anything. Yeah. I would have put Synchronicity, but Ghost in the Machine is great.
Thought about it.
Okay, Emily, what's your third one?
All right, my third one is not only because of how this album is constructed, but because of everything that was going on around her during this album's creation, all the back lore behind what she wrote about and what she's saying. Beyonce's Lemonade. I think that is her best album, and she got snubbed for best album of the year that year by Adele. But shout out Beyonce for that one.
If Lisa Ireland was participating, she would have Adele in there. BC, what's your number 3?
My favorite Beatles album, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club Band.
Yeah.
I think
I've heard of that one.
Great. trippy, as some would say.
Right. And if you put that on, just listen to it start to finish. It's better if you're high. Just letting you know.
100%.
Okay.
BC can confirm.
Yes.
My number 4, Fleetwood Mac Rumors. This is another one I thought maybe one of you would have, but that's me. I start to finish, every song's a hit.
It's on my long list.
It's fantastic. Andy, what's your number 4?
Love that album, by the way, Rumors. My wife and my first dance at our wedding was Songbird.
There you go.
Aww.
So I love that album. My next one is Bob Marley live in 1975. I think it may be the greatest live album I've ever heard. The version of No Woman, No Cry on this particular concert live album is incredible.
That's a great pick. And what's your number 4?
Absolutely no skips on this album for me. Complete pop synergy, like the best pop album I have listened to. I know, whatever. It's my opinion. Rise and Fall of the Midwest Princess by Chappell Roan. I know it came out only 2 years ago, but it is amazing.
That was.
I'm glad you represented your generation there, because that's not one I would add.
It's funny though. One of the biggest issues I had with coming up with this was thinking about how long I have had this album in my life.
Right.
It was tougher for me to include albums that aren't at least like 15 to 20 years old, because that so much of this is when you first heard this, where you were in your life.
Brian, what's your number 4?
Number 4, this one was kind of tough for me. Jack Johnson, In Between Dreams.
I like Jack Johnson.
I love Jack Johnson. That album, I think, is by far, it's kind of like middle of the road time-wise for him, but his best, in my opinion.
He's performing at the Hollywood Bowl with Hermanos Gutierrez later this summer.
Em, you've been to the Hollywood Bowl yet, right?
Like 18 times.
Yeah, it's a quintessential LA experience.
Emily once,
Brian, have you been?
Yeah, a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let Andy tell the story.
Emily once sent me a photo from a concert she was at the Hollywood Bowl, because in the control room, somebody was watching the YouTube show of my unnamed podcast in the control room.
How great is that?
It was awesome.
That's like the ultimate compliment.
I was so excited.
Okay, my 5th and final spot goes to what is, in my opinion, the most underrated album of all time. All time. Marvin Gaye, What's Going On? Put it in. It is so good. If you guys have not, I know a lot of people, because Marvin Gaye passed away a long time ago. Andy, if you put this on start to finish, you'll get. Oh, it's an earworm. You'll listen to it start to finish once a year for the rest of your life.
It's an incredible album. The only part of it I disagree with you is the idea that it's underrated. I think it is a properly.
People like, have you ever heard that album?
Of course.
Brian, have you heard it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it came out in the 70s. And by the way, another album I listened to a lot, but not as much as I listened to that, is Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life, which easily could have replaced it.
Excellent album.
Andy, what's your final spot goes to what?
You sort of led me here. Stevie Wonder Intervisions.
Okay. Same idea. Yeah.
Incredible album.
Yeah. Em, what's your number 5? Your last one.
My last one is actually my favorite one. I was going to the first overall, and I listen to this album almost every day, honestly. It's in my car. It's called Women in Music Part 3. It's from the Haim sisters. I am probably the biggest Haim fan that exists in the world.
Wait, are they the ones that were with Taylor Swift at the Knicks game?
They wore the Knicks shirts, but I honestly like Haim more than I like Taylor Swift, which is saying a lot. I've seen Haim 4 times. They're the best. The Women in Music Part 3 is an album that other people in the industry are like, this is the best album that's made in the last 10 years.
All right. 19 of the 20 spots have been revealed. BC, who gets the last one?
I had to have a female on my list, and one of the greatest, Amy Winehouse, Back to Black.
It's a great album.
Fantastic album.
It's a really good album.
So good. By the way, no duplicates. 20 different songs, or 20 different albums, which is exactly what I was hoping this would turn out to. Brian had Sgt. Pepper's, had Bob Marley, had Jack Johnson, had Amy Winehouse. What was your second one?
Grateful Dead.
Grateful
American
Dead,
Beauty.
that's a killer list. Andy had Radiohead, Prince, The Police, Bob Marley, and Stevie Wonder. I had Carole King, Prince, Michael Jackson, Fleetwood Mac, and Marvin Gaye. Emily had George Harrison, Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Chappell Roan, and the Haim sisters. If you're looking for new music, we just gave you 20 albums.
Let's give ourselves a hand. This was successful. And we all put in a bleep ton of work.
Yeah, and by the way, you were saying, I've been in and out all day, but you were saying did not get killed in the chat. Normally, if you veer off of sports, you get killed in the chat, but you say the chat liked it.
The chat has enjoyed this. The chat has been going off. They seem really, really into it.
And I do think there's one thing to be said. A lot of mine are from the last 10 years, and I think there is something about how oftentimes people don't create albums anymore. They create singles and a collection of singles.
Yeah.
I will say the ones that I have put out here, if you do listen to them as an album, they are complete and they are telling a story as a whole.
Let me ask, this is more for Emily and Brian. When Andy and I were growing up, we would go to record stores. Andy has a shirt on today from a record store he used to go to when he lived in St. Louis. You guys don't do that, right? Have you ever, at any point of your life, did either one of you, Brian, you're 30, you guys are both 30,
Yeah,
right?
32.
Okay. Did you guys ever spend time in record stores?
I do now as kind of like a vintage, like when you're going thrifting, you might
Right.
also go record store shopping, but it's not like a regular part of my day. But I do have a record player. I do have records.
PC, how about you?
Yeah, and I think I credit my parents for that. We had a record player at the house, and we always had records, so that was kind of something we did do.
That's one thing I always think. I'm glad to hear that both of you do that. But like my son's 24, Andy, your daughter's 15. That's the one thing. Like when an album came out, we would go to the store, play the album start to finish. Matter of fact, on Tom Petty on Full Moon Fever, there is after one of the song ends, he goes, "We've now reached the point in the album where if you're listening on an album, go turn the album over. If you're on cassette, but I don't know if full albums are appreciated anymore in this Spotify world we live in.
I will say Taylor Swift fans, they listen to the entire album.
That's
They
true.
break apart everything. It depends on who it is, I think.
Yeah. All right. Bergman's going to play Game of Games with us. We'll get him in here next. It's Emily's game, last day of the week for her, and it's next, ESPN LA.
It's time for your Valvoline Instant Oil Change Summer of Soccer update. Here's Mario Ruiz.
Lionel Messi has made World Cup history once again. The Argentine legend scored both goals in Argentina's 2-0 victory over Austria, bringing his career FIFA World Cup goal tally to 18 and setting a new all-time tournament record. The performance was another reminder that even at 39 years old, Messi remains one of the game's top players. His brace helped Argentina secure its second straight victory of the tournament and officially book a place in the knockout rounds. With the win, Argentina becomes the fourth nation to advance to the knockout stage, joining Mexico, the U.S., and Germany as they shift their attention toward a deep run at football's biggest prize.
And that's your Valvoline Instant Oil Change Summer of Soccer update. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. From kickoff to the final whistle, performance matters. Keep your vehicle running strong. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for a special offer and locations near you.
You want to talk about a winning locker room? Rotolo Chevrolet is stacked.
That's the goal, Travis. Build a team that shows up every day ready to win for the customer.
And you trust them to do it.
100%. When your people know you've got their back, they take care of everything else.
That's why people like me keep coming back. It's not just buying a car, it's an experience.
Exactly. Great people, great culture, and we make every customer drive away happy. Come see us in Fontana off the 210 freeway at Sierra or online at rotolochevy.com.
Right now, there's a real demand for experienced brick and block layers. You can earn up to $55.10 an hour, plus full family health care, vision, dental, a pension, and annual pay increases. Not just a job, that's a future. The work, projects you could drive by and say, yeah, I built that. Plus free safety training, a union that has your back, and contractors ready to invest in you. Now's the time to join the International Union of Bricklayers and Allied Craftsmen Local 4. Call the Hall at 626-739-5600 or visit BAC4CA.org. Become a part of the best hands in the business.
Hey, it's Greg Bergman. Have you become a part of the ESPN LA Blue Crew? Well, if you haven't, why haven't you? The Blue Review presented by LAX each weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. with me, Gregory Arthur Bergman, thanks Cappy, and Marcus Grant. We're talking Dodgers baseball first thing in your day and getting you warmed up for the Sedano and Cap morning show. The Blue Review on our ESPN LA YouTube channel at ESPN Los Angeles. Weekdays at 6:30 a.m. Live and always on demand. Your home for real Dodgers talk, ESPN LA.
And it is time on Mason and Ireland for the final segment. The final segment of the show, always Game of Games time, presented by the one and only Jacob Emrani.
Call Jacob.
Call Jacob.com. And yes, that new telephone number, 800-345-6789. 800-345-6789.
Hi, this is Jacob Emrani.
Game of Games made possible by the law offices of Jacob Emrani. Let's do it. Game of Games time on Mason and Ireland. Take it away, Mace.
All right, no Mace today. It's Emily's game. Her last day before she runs off to Jackson Hole for the wedding of her best friend. Em, what's the game? Greg's here. Greg Bergman. Hi, Greg.
Hello.
And you're playing with me, Andy, and Brian. Go ahead, Em.
And my favorite album was Sublime, 40 Ounces of Freedom.
Which gives us 21 different albums for you people to go out and check out.
The original
well
version,
done,
by the way,
people.
not when they changed it all up.
And before I get into Game of Games 2, I want to give an update on the score for this one for Game of Games. So we have myself and Brian tied for first with 3 wins each. Travis has 2. Everybody else has 1. So John, DeMarco, Mason, Jacob, DeAndre, Pepe, and Sua. Okay, here we go. A game is about famous Maggie or Margarets and Chandlers, because those are my 2 weddings that I've been this month. My friend's sister Maggie and my friend Chandler.
Okay.
Bing.
What does the surname Chandler mean? What does Chandler mean? It's a job. Is that a jeweler, a candle maker, or a horseman? What is a Chandler?
Brian.
Candle maker.
I agree with Brian. It's a candle maker. Andy?
Candle maker.
Greg?
I'm going to go with the horse one.
It is a candle maker. So Greg is still alive
Greg's still alive
for
for Lucky Loser. Okay.
All right.
I want this time.
Maggie Smith. This is a true or false question.
Okay.
Maggie Smith is the only British actor or actress to win both leading and supporting acting Academy Award. True or false?
Andy.
False.
I also think it's false. Greg.
True.
Brian.
False.
It is true.
Oh,
well, that
we're all
sucks.
square.
They have
I can
always
still win.
people have split it and only done it in leading or only done it in supporting. So anyway, that's
I thought Judi Dench had won in each.
she might have won multiple, but not in both categories.
Okay. All right.
Are you questioning Emily?
No,
He can, because I also was surprised when I found this out about Maggie Smith.
I just thought Judi Dench had won in both.
When was Maggie Smith damed by Queen Elizabeth? When did she become a dame? Was it in 1982, 1990, or 2002?
If this one's me, I'm gonna go 2002. Greg.
Yeah, I like 2002.
Brian.
1990.
Andy.
90.
It is 1990.
All right, Brian got it. Andy got it. So
Ooh,
they
so
lead.
excited,
They
Andy.
both have 2. Greg and I both have 1.
In the show Friends, in season 4, there's an episode where they play trivia, and they realize the character Chandler has been using a fake name on his U.S. Weekly subscription. What is the name that is on his subscription? Is it Miss Chandler Bong, Miss Chantilly Clad, or Miss Chandelier Bling?
Greg.
Ms. Chandler Bong.
Brian.
Yeah, A.
Andy.
Ms. Chandler Bong.
It is Ms. Chandler Bong,
And that's
is
correct.
it not?
And that's
Okay.
also what I call my friend Chandler occasionally. So Miss Chandler Bong.
All right,
Okay.
Ms.
Brian and Andy
Chandler
3,
Bong.
Greg and John 2. Here we go.
All right. What is Chandler's job on Friends? Is he a statistical analysis and data reconfiguration? Is he doing research and risk assessment? Or is he a project facilitator and internal strategist?
Wow.
A, B, or C?
Brian.
C. Internal strategist.
Andy.
I know he's not a transponder.
Transponster.
Transponder.
Yes. I'm going to say data one.
A.
Yeah.
I will also say A. Greg.
It is A.
It is A.
Okay.
Good job.
So 4 for Brian and Andy, 3 for John and Greg. Here we go.
I'm sure you all know that Maggie is the nickname for Margaret. So Margaret Atwood is the author of what book? Did she write The Color Purple, The Bell Jar, or The Handmaid's Tale?
Andy.
Handmaid's Tale?
I also think it's Handmaid's Tale. Greg.
I thought it was something else, but you guys seem so. I'm going to go with the Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. You just fell for a fast one. Brian?
Sure
I
did.
think you guys are right. Handmaid's Tale.
It is The Handmaid's Tale.
You were trying to screw in my mind.
I genuinely didn't know.
Okay.
I was guessing.
Em, how many are
I was
left?
going to go bell jar.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right, we got plenty. Here we go.
Okay. Kyle Chandler is the actor who most notably played Coach Taylor in Friday Night Lights. He won an Emmy for his role in the show. And this is a true or false. That Emmy is the only Emmy Friday Night Lights ever won. True or
All right,
false?
this one's me.
Really good show. Really good shoe. Really good shoe.
I'm going to say that's true. Greg.
I am also going to say that's true.
Brian.
I'll say that's false.
Andy.
False.
It is False.
Ooh,
They also
Greg.
won for
Dang,
writing and
we're kinda
casting,
messed
but
here,
writing was the other one that was in the prime
All
time.
right, so now Brian and Andy have 6.
two-shot
Greg
lead
and
on us.
John have 4. We got to wake up, Bergman. Here we go.
Kyle Chandler is known for kind of randomly popping up in a bunch of movies. He kind of just is in a lot of them.
Yeah.
So what movie has Kyle Chandler not been in? What has he not
I have
been
a good chance here.
in? The Wolf of Wall Street, The Big Short, or Zero Dark 30? Which was he not in?
Greg.
Zero Dark 30.
Brian.
Big Short.
Andy.
Big Short.
I'm also going to say Big Short.
Big Short is correct. Zero Dark
I thought
30.
he was in Big Short.
No, he's not. He does
Apparently
seem
not.
like
He's
someone
in
who
Wolf
would be
of
in the
Wall
Big
Street.
Short.
I knew he was in Wolf of Wall Street. I for sure.
Brian, you
thought
said
he was
you got
in
it right, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's now Brian and Andy 7, John 5, and Greg 4. How many are left?
4 left.
Okay, Greg, you're still
This
alive, but you
game
start
is
going
not
opposite
going
of
well.
those two guys. Okay, here we go.
Kyle Chandler's daughter, Sydney, starred in what show that premiered last year? Was she in Heated Rivalry? Was she in Alien Earth? Or was she in Adolescence?
Brian.
Heated Rivalry.
Andy.
This is truly a guess because I did not know he had a daughter. Adolescence.
I'm also going to guess Adolescence. Greg.
Do I have to go opposite or not,
Not yet.
Not yet. I'm going to go with Heated Rivalry.
You guys all missed it. It's Alien Earth. She's on all the posters all around town. And you
Okay.
didn't know that's Kyle
Now,
Chandler's
Greg,
daughter.
you got to go
Now
opposite.
I got to go opposite.
Had no
That was my
clue.
chance.
There are 3 left, right, Em?
3 left.
Okay, here we go.
Margaret Hamilton played the Wicked Witch of the West in the 1939 Wizard of Oz. It is ironic because her first job was what? What was her first job? Was
A
she a kindergarten teacher, a pediatric nurse, or a toy maker?
Andy.
Let's say pediatric nurse.
Brian.
Teacher.
I also think teacher. Greg.
I'll take the one that nobody said.
Toy maker.
Toy maker.
It is kindergarten teacher. She's
Ah.
a kindergarten teacher.
Okay,
She also
so-
went on Mr. Rogers and said apologies to all the
Greg,
kids.
you are out.
Oh, man. Well, that was fun.
All right, so Brian has 8, Andy has 7, and John has 6. 2 left?
That is correct. 2 left.
Okay, Brian, you can lock it up. Here we go.
Chandler Parsons works with friend of the show, Michelle Beadle, on the Run It Back podcast. In his 9-year NBA career, how many playoff games did Chandler Parsons start in? How many playoff games did he start in? Was it 13, 17, or 21?
Brian.
21.
Andy.
17.
I think it is 17.
You all missed it. It's 13.
Damn it. That was
Only
my
13.
chance. Now I'm out.
I like how Andy's sitting there like, I know exactly how many
Okay.
Chandler Parsons started in.
This is the last one, right?
They all sounded too high.
Brian 8, Andy 7. Brian, you get this, you win it. Andy, you got to go opposite of Brian. What is it, Em?
What local LA area school did Maggie Gyllenhaal go for high school? Did Maggie Gyllenhaal go to Crossroads, Harvard Westlake, or Campbell Hall?
They're all right next to each other.
Brian.
Harvard Westlake.
All right, you get to go Crossroads or Campbell Hall, Andy.
I am going to say Campbell Hall.
I think it's Crossroads. Which is it?
It is Harvard Westlake.
Oh, Brian wins it. Way to go,
Hey,
BC. And BC vaults into the lead.
That was the
Yes.
safest bet of all of those private schools.
Hey,
All right.
2 in a row for you, Brian.
And he leads. He has 4. Nobody else has 4.
Doing the bonus?
Yeah.
What is the population of Chandler, Arizona?
7.
It's actually it.
No. Okay. Population of Chandler, Arizona. I'm
It's a
going
Friends
to.
joke.
I'm okay. I got a number. Andy, what's your guess?
I'm going to say 110,000.
I only wrote 22,000. Greg, what do you think?
323,000.
Brian?
80,000.
It's 280. So who? It's
I said 323.
It's between Andy and Greg.
Oh.
Doesn't matter because it's not the
Brian,
tiebreaker.
yeah. Right. Okay. Well done, BC.
Nice job, Brian.
Are Travis and DeMarco both here today?
So DeMarco is here with Marcus Grant. Travis is off for this week.
Okay, so we'll get Marcus and DeMarco in here next, and we are
sir.
carrying the draft tomorrow
We
night. Greg.
are carrying the draft tomorrow night. Yes, so you can hear the 25th pick as long as the Lakers still have it live on 7:10 a.m. and
Andy, they're
on
going
the
to
app.
trade it, right?
I think they're going to keep it.
Oh, God.
Oh.
F them picks. Come
So
on,
real-
man.
So if I was talking about this earlier, if Jaylen Brown is traded from, and you can talk about it with them, but is traded from Boston to Milwaukee for Giannis, and Milwaukee would not want Jaylen Brown, right?
Why not?
Because they want to like they want to rebuild, start
but,
over
they got to
again.
sell tickets. They got a fairly new arena.
And they're fine.
I don't think Jaylen Brown, respectfully, is
Right.
going to be.
Oh, we
got to
go see Jaylen Brown.
I get a weird feeling that Jaylen Brown may end up in Portland.
I think Jaylen Brown will be routed somewhere different. He doesn't really make sense at all for Milwaukee.
So, is there any way that the Lakers could get in on Jaylen Brown? Now
I don't think they can pay him.
So, $60 million each. So it would be both Luka and Jaylen would be making a lot of money
on
50 and
LeBron
60.
or Austin. Yeah,
So you'd have to punt on them.
Even
Would you want to
then-
start your team with those two?
If you could get
I love
Jaylen
Brown.
if you could get Jaylen Brown right now with Luka,
Right, at 28 years old?
that'd be done. I seriously doubt, though, the Celtics are going to take part in any.
You're
type
not taking
deal.
part of it. You're trading with Milwaukee, and then Milwaukee is doing this separate deal.
It'll be like when Portland screwed us on Drew Holiday and traded him to the Celtics.
Well, or
other way around, right?
Well,
Yeah.
well I was going to say it's like when the Lakers got Luka, and Utah, run by the Angels, helped facilitate it without knowing by taking on
There you go.
JHS. It would have to expand after the original part of the deal was
Right,
agreed
that
upon.
happens, and then
Of
it's
course.
separated.
It would
Would
be
you want that? So that means no LeBron, means no AR. Most likely, maybe you can bring back AR.
I think
for cheaper.
AR you can bring back because his cap hold is
Yeah,
low
it was
enough
21,
that you can bring
yeah.
it back.
What would you think of that three? Jaylen, Luka, and AR.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
And you just let LeBron walk.
You let LeBron walk, yeah.
At that point, yes.
All right, we'll get Marcus and DeMarco in here next. Thank you, Greg. Super Crosstalk next, ESPN LA.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station. The personalities you know.
The teams you love.
Lakers are going to run some clock. Here's Smart with a 5-point lead. LeBron down the middle. Slam dunk. That could do it.
The teams you love.
The station you spend time with every day.
LA's mega sports station.
ESPN LA 710 and the all-new ESPN LA app.
The LA Card Expo returns June 27th and 28th to the Warner Center Marriott in Woodland Hills. Sports cars, Pokemon, TCG, autographed memorabilia, rare finds, and more, all under one roof. With over 150 vendor tables, there's something for serious collectors, casual fans, and the whole family. Show hours are Saturday, June 27, 9:30 to 5, and Sunday, June 28, 10 to 4. For tickets and info, visit lacardexpo.com. That's lacardexpo.com. Don't miss the LA Card Expo, June 27th and 28th.
If you run a small business, you know that opportunities and emergencies don't wait. So don't let big banks hold your business hostage with weeks of endless red tape and paperwork. Turn to Cardiff. Cardiff is America's favorite small business lender with a 5-minute application that won't impact your personal credit. You get approved in minutes and funded the same day for up to $500,000. If you've been operating for at least a year with $20,000 a month in revenue, skip the bank delays. Go to Cardiff/ESPNLA right now to secure your funding. That's cardiff.co/ESPNLA.
Welcome to Milagro Tequila, where the sun shines, good times roll, and tequila pours. Take a sip of sunshine this summer with Milagro Tequila, crafted from 100% Blue Weber agave for bright flavor and exceptional smoothness. Shake up fresh margaritas with Milagro Silver. Mix the perfect paloma with Milagro Reposado, or enjoy the rich, smooth taste of Milagro Añejo on the rocks. Find Milagro at your favorite retailer, in-store, and online. Tequila never tasted brighter. Milagro Tequila. Please enjoy responsibly.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger.
Super Crosstalk. It's time for Super Crosstalk.
And look who's here. DeMarco Farr and Marcus Grant.
Yeah,
We're going to carry you through the
gentlemen.
afternoon. All right, so I got something for each of you. DeMarco, I'll start with you.
I'll take it with cheese.
The talk of Aaron Donald maybe coming back has seemingly died. I mean, it was something we talked about every single day. Is that because it's not happening, or is it just gone to the back burner?
Okay, I started at 50-50, and then I went to 0. Now I'm back up to like 65-70.
So you're Adam Schefter. Schefter said more likely than not, in his opinion.
So sworn to secrecy, right? Can't talk about it that much. We're going to talk about this on DeMarco and Travis later on.
But I'm encouraged by the fact you think it's a possibility.
Okay, so you know boxing, I guess.
Yeah.
So when guys are getting ready, you may not see them, but all of a sudden, guys start getting hired as sparring partners in that weight class.
Right.
So the California is chock full of football players on all different skill levels. Ex-pros, guys looking to get back in, UFL guys that are trying to get jobs.
Sure.
So when those guys are taping up and meeting at the park at 5 a.m. for these clandestine little workouts, and you start to hear things.
Good. That's encouraging.
I mean, look, you see me walk down the hallway all the time, right? I'm always pass rushing. It never leaves you. But the one thing I'm not doing is going against the living, a guy that can actually punch your head off.
Right.
Right. So when you're doing that stuff, it might tell somebody you're trying to get ready to play.
So out of sight is not necessarily out of mind in this case.
No,
it's still a possibility.
Remember when he was here, you never saw him in the offseason.
Right.
You would get these little glimpses of him training. Remember the knives?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That stuff. And then all of a sudden he'd pop in and be the best player going. So
Did you guys see the picture of Magic Johnson and Sean McVay running into each other in France?
No.
Yeah, they were at the same restaurant in
What, he
France.
hit him on the belly button? No, I'm just kidding.
And so they took a picture with him. All right, Marcus, my question for you is, if you were the Dodgers, if you were Dave Roberts or Andrew Friedman, what would you do about Kyle Tucker and his slump? Do you leave him in and let him work through it? Do you drop him down in the lineup? Do you give him a couple of days off? That at bat on Saturday night that ended the game, I think might have been the worst at bat of the season. 4 pitches, all in the dirt. He swung at the last 3, game over. What would you do if you were in charge of Kyle Tucker?
Ideally, I would like to sit him down and let him have a couple days off. The problem is
they're in the middle of playing 19 games in 20 days.
Yeah, they're playing a bunch of games in a row, but you also don't, at the moment, I think, have the depth to give him an extended period of time off, right? Like, I don't.
Well, you have no Teo.
You don't have Teo. He's back in OKC.
You have no Will Smith.
So like, I don't love Ryan Ward playing every day. I don't love Alex Call playing every day. The other part of this is I also kind of want to give Andy Pages a couple days off too, because he's been really bad at the plate for the last month or so. So now you're sort of shorthanded. So one of these guys does have to be in the lineup, if not every day, pretty close to every day. But you've already moved him down. You've moved him to the 7th spot in the batting order. That hasn't really worked. I'd like to give him a couple days off. I just don't feel confident in the depth.
Well, this is also a period, too, where they're playing a lot of games while shorthanded, and you have to wonder if maybe it's kind of collectively catching up to everyone. I mentioned earlier in the show, Marcus, my hope is that for the Dodgers and Kyle Tucker, they're going on a road trip, and Kyle Tucker has been way better on the road than at home. My theory is there's less pressure for him and that new contract on the road as opposed to in front of the fans that are disappointed in him.
Yeah.
So now, to me, would be the time to keep him in the lineup. So hopefully he finds something that continues when they eventually come back.
He's not being booed, right?
No, he hasn't been booed.
He got a little bit.
Okay.
He got a little bit booed Saturday after that strike.
But DeMarco, once you get paid, like Kyle Tucker got paid, he's getting $60 million a year. But when you got your first big contract, is that pressure or do you relax a little bit?
You have to learn to deal with it. For me, it was always trying to drag that rock up the hill, and then I got it. I'm there.
Right.
How do I perform from here?
How do you keep it there? Yeah.
But once I got paid, I did suffer a high ankle sprain, and it seemed like nobody cared about the injury. All they cared about was the production. Like, well, he got 11 and a half sacks. You paid him, and now it's only 3. I'm like, dude, you saw.
They cared about your production,
That's
and
all
they
they
cared
cared.
about the zeros behind the one
That's
number.
Have you guys ever noticed there's a weird thing about sports? If a basketball player gets hit with a PED suspension, or especially a baseball player gets hit with a PED suspension, they are shamed. They're like, we never want to, get rid of him. We never want to see him again. When a football player does, the first question any fan says is, how long is he out for? When do we get him back?
Well, it's a different,
it's a different beast.
I remember when I was working on
different level of sins.
Yeah, when Mason and I first started doing the show, Sean Merriman used to come on the show all the time. But he was pretty juiced up
and really good.
Yeah, and so when he would get caught, we would both say, "All right, so he can be back for what, week 9?"
Yeah.
Whereas if it happened to a baseball player, we'd say, get rid of that bum. We never want to see him in a Dodger uniform again. It's weird, isn't it?
I mean, I tend to be not particularly precious about this stuff. PED use in sports doesn't particularly bother me. But that said, there are certain sports like the NFL where I feel like they all should be doing it because it feels in a lot of ways safer. Like when I watch the Tour de France, that to me feels unsafe to be doing without
That's the
some
sport where you
level.
need it.
I watch all those guys. I'm like, that looks
there is
dangerous.
something happening at the World Cup right now that I didn't know was a thing. Emily, they have weather delays in soccer?
They play outside, John. Of course they're going to have weather delays. If
Football
there's
is
lightning in the area, they're going to have a delay.
It's for lightning. Yeah,
That's it?
It's lightning. That's it. Because, like, although I have watched, I don't remember where this game was.
They're walking back out now. The head coach
They'll
of the
play
has
in
a
the, they will
book on
play,
his head.
They will play in the rain, just not the lightning. Although I did once watch a game, just like in South America somewhere, where it rained so hard and the field was so saturated, the ball stopped rolling.
Oh, yeah.
And at that point, the ref just, like, snatched up the ball and ran off the field, and then, like, that was it. Game over.
DeMarco, did you in your career, did you ever go through a weather delay?
Yeah, as a broadcaster and at UW, when there was a lightning strike, we would be off the field immediately.
Can I say something?
Miami was the same way.
Oh, those two. A kid I grew up with in my town got struck by lightning because the lightning delay was not quick enough.
Yeah.
So I'll say sometimes it is very serious like that. Like he survived, but he's struck by lightning.
Don James, our head coach, used to be in this tower. This is what made him famous. And it's like 20 feet off the ground.
And metal. Right? Yeah.
Lightning strike. He's like in his 60s. Jumped out. Like just jumped out like a la Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah.
And got the hell out of there. Yeah.
Growing up.
So did you guys ever hear the old golf joke, the Lee Trevino golf joke about lightning? If you're on a golf course and you see lightning, take out a 1-iron and hold it over your head because not even God can hit a 1-iron.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Growing up, our house got struck, not badly, but struck enough by lightning. And our dog was sitting on like a metal AC vent at the time, which was conducted. It shocked and scared the bleep.
Did the dog survive?
The dog survived, but because of that, every time it ever rained, he would freak out and pee in the house. Now, DeMarco,
That's
you know
PTSD.
this. Well, DeMarco, but also you know this because you lived in St. Louis.
Oh, those storms?
It rains a lot. It rains constantly.
Last thing I want to run by you guys.
I got a question for you, though.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
but then we'll do it after.
Okay.
But here's Tim Howard, the USA soccer goalie, probably the most famous one we ever had. He's now a broadcaster.
Yeah.
Listen to his assessment on if the U.S. can win the World Cup.
The U.S. cannot unequivocally win the World Cup. The U.S. will have to play the greatest game they've ever played 3 times in a row. Sorry, 4 games in a row. Round of 16, quarterfinals, semifinals, finals. It is literally impossible for the U.S. to win the World Cup. That's going to come across crazy. People are going to say I'm whatever. That's just the reality. But we're super excited for this ride we're on.
Well, I feel great now.
I'm ripping down my poster. With that attitude, we'll never beat
DeMarco,
them.
I've never heard a professional athlete say that, ever. I mean, even
maybe no team has ever been
Olympic
overmatched.
hockey team was overmatched. Like, and they. I mean, the best part of the gig is getting to compete.
If I took modern day high school and brought them to Alabama, I'd probably say the same. That you're not going to beat them, but I mean, with that attitude, you probably never will. Can I ask you a question about Era real quick?
Absolutely.
Clear this up. So, what's the most he can make from the Lakers?
5 years, $241.
So, what's the most he can make from somebody else?
4 years, $179. My idea is you offer him 4 years, $179. He says he wants to play for the Lakers. Why bid against yourselves? No other team can pay him that much. So you're maxing him out there.
I'm with you.
At 4 years, $179.
The only thing, we were playing this out in the back. Now, what if he just goes, if he takes the shorter money from a different you get nothing.
Correct.
So you have to keep sweetening the pot to keep him.
No, but no team can give them more. No team can give more than 179 by rule.
Right. And if the Lakers refuse to pony up more, he can still take the short money.
Yeah, but Andy, I can't imagine a scenario where the Lakers wouldn't match any offer he gets,
Well,
right?
Here's what it could be. I agree with you that if it's just a matter of matching, say, a max offer from the Brooklyn Nets who have that type of
and their
space,
max is $179.
Right. And I would be stunned if Austin wanted to go to Brooklyn, but side note, the only reason maybe the Lakers could be in danger there would be if Austin felt like you're essentially lowballing me. Like you're taking advantage now twice of
if you make him mad.
Well, you're taking advantage now twice of restricted free agency and my contract.
My instincts are the same as yours in negotiation. I would offer him whatever they can offer a little bit more. All
right, let me give you guys a name to watch.
Okay.
Lou Dort in Oklahoma City. Lou Dort has a $17 million expiring contract. They've got to sign some guys. I think they're going to move off of his contract, and he would be perfect for us.
Oh,
and
my God.
his agent is Rich Paul.
Oh, make that happen.
Keep an eye on that.
Okay.
All right, Marcus DeMarco coming at you next, ESPN LA.
And it is the 15-minute mark right here on 710